Ralph, can I ask you a question, Ralph?
Yes, sir.
Are you worried?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Ralph, ask me the same question.
HH, are you worried?
No. And let me tell you why I'm not worried. Um, Ralph, it may look bad, it may look a little bit tricky, but chill. Ralph, chill. Because you have to understand that people love to be reactionary. People love to be reactionary. Ford, I see what you're doing there. Ford, I see what you're doing there with that AVI. I see you. I see you. But you see, people love to be reactionary, Ralph. Now, Ralph, are Chelsea going to be like how they've been through Bram? No,
No.
that's not going to happen. But are Chelsea now going to now be relegated mid-table? They're now going to now be a team that doesn't have a stadium and they'll go into administration? No,
No.
because what people are missing in their craziness and madness is this is still an English brand. And why would England want to see one of their most recognized brands, which is Chelsea Football Club, go under and be messed up? Chelsea is an amazing tourist attraction for England. And it's an amazing image and brand for England. The Premier League is, bro, no one cares about the freaking Queen, bro. The royal family, those guys are irrelevant. No one cares about fish and chips. No one cares about the freaking pubs. Shakespeare is relevant. Shakespeare's from the road. Yeah, tell your mom. Yeah, I said, yeah, I said it. Shakespeare's from the road. The major thing that gets exported apart from English actors, which is good, is the Premier League. Chelsea is one of the biggest clubs out there. Chelsea is one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Third biggest club in England, bro.
Yes. So this is about Abramovich. This is about hurting and bringing down Abramovich. It's got nothing to do with Chelsea. It's got nothing to do with the players and so forth. This is about how can we harm Abramovich. Now, Ralph, where it gets tricky is what is Bram going to do? That's where it gets tricky. But Ralph, all this crap you're seeing on social media of like, oh, Chelsea finished, Chelsea going to go bust Chelsea. No.
HH.
Ralph, we're good. Ralph, we're good. So
You know who it's coming from.
We said it was a 3-1. Ralph, we're going to see. Ralph, do you know what it is? It's haters. Haters out there and just jealous that they're legitimate UCL winners. And there is no team that bring more haters than Chelsea.
Because I dare us to go back to back, bro. I dare us to go back to back.
Ralph, we better not. Ralph, we better not do back to back.
Because you know our fans. You know our fans.
No, Ralph, you don't understand. Ralph, you don't understand. It doesn't matter. I don't care what one says. Call me petty. Whoever wins, we're still the legitimate winners because you need to win via away goals. I'm not recognizing you. I'm not recognizing you as a UCL winner until you win via away goals. So whatever happens, we remain the legitimate winners of the UCL. Now what? But Ralph, now I've explained that and I've given you the concept of this is an English brand. England will protect the brand of Chelsea. All they want to do is bring down Abramovich. Chelsea is too profitable and too valuable a brand to Queen Lizzie and the UK government for it to be brought down. I ask you the question again. Are you worried?
Okay, I'm not worried, but I feel bad for fans. And I feel sorry for the people that work for Chelsea.
No, Paul. See, Ralph, what are they doing? I mean, what are they doing? It can't last. So you're now going to make English guys, people suffer. No, Ralph, just think about this. Why do you want to harm the people who work at the mega store? Why do you want to harm the people who've paid 40 or 50 pounds to go and view a game? Why? How is that going to last? So this is about Abramovich. So you're going to get serious pushback from those dudes. Because, we're going to get into complicated territory. Because the complicated territory is, does Abramovich live with nothing?
I
Because
see that happening, bro. I
Ralph,
think he has
no,
no
no,
choice as
wait,
well.
Ralph. Let me even ask you because I'm going to continue. Let me ask you a deeper question. Should he?
If if that was me, bro, I would fight back. I'd fight back, man.
No, Ralph, as you should, because see, what people are saying is if Abramovich truly loves the club, he should let it go and not get anything. If he truly loves the club, because fighting for it, it's gonna put the club into serious jeopardy. But that's Disney Plus.
Yeah,
You see, I live in the real world. Disney Plus is I love Chelsea so much. I don't want to see any harm go to Chelsea, so let it go for nothing. That's Disney Plus. In the real world, I have invested hundreds of millions over years in this thing, and you want to leave me for nothing? Fair enough, punish me. Punish me. It is what it is. As I told you, it is what it is. We are at war. We are in a sanction war. Russia against thingy. You're linked in with Putin. Putin have attacked Ukraine. You're going after all of Putin's cohorts. I get that. But if you think that I'm going to leave with nothing and you're going to judge me for it, come on, bro. That's not in the real world. So, Ralph, things are going to get interesting because my thing is that I don't know what Abramovich is going to do. Because Ralph, he could very easily leave with nothing.
it's true.
He could. But okay, where we are right now. So let's put guys up to speed. So I want to bring in this thing. Don't for that. I'll bring you, but I just want to bring guys up to speed in. So where we are currently. Uh, so I think this is the key thing. So this is Matt Outlaw who says, as reported by Lawton Times, Rain, who are looking after the sale, have paused the process for 24 to 48 hours, probably to see some clarity from the government. Expectation remains process will restart after that. No change in main bidders wanting to push ahead. So Abramovich sanctions set to spark shootouts between three American-led groups to save Chelsea from financial Armageddon. Now this is where it's bad news. We're see Ralph, because this is where I made a mistake. I didn't know that we were on such a strict time scale. I knew we were on a time scale, but I didn't know that they're going to be this strict. It is what it is.
Do you know what I thought? I thought they couldn't find anything on Bram. I thought that because he won that case in 2018 against that guy, I think it was about Putin. I thought, oh yeah, there's nothing that links him with Putin.
Oh no, Ralph. No, Ralph. That was something different. That was a very specific thing.
Yeah.
This is more broad. This is anybody, even if you took a croissant from Putin, even if Putin breathed on you, you're getting got. So this is about anybody involved in any way with Putin financially, you're going to get clipped. So it's nothing specific. It's very broad. See, that thing that he won was a very specific thing. This is broad. So this is like, oh, like, bro, Ralph, when he made that statement, I'm like, oh, it's done. Like Abramovich and Chelsea it's finished. It's like, Ralph, Abramovich and Chelsea, it's done. How it gets done is the question, but it's over because Putin and Ukraine, that has already crossed the threshold. So the thing is, what does Abramovich do? That's the thing. Because Ralph, as of right now, we don't have a sponsor.
Yeah, like I think starting from next match, bro, like we're gonna have no number 3 on our.
And also Ralph, who cares? Ralph, three
It's
was
trash anyway,
it was
bro.
crap anyway. Who cares? But quick, Ralph. So just tell me where you were, and then I want to come to further. So Ralph, so no sponsor. Player contracts are paused. Can't sell any players. Megastore is closed. There are no away fans. Season tickets fans are only allowed tickets. So we'll only have 20,000 in Stamford Bridge. Where are you at with all the stuff that has happened, man? Where's your head at?
My thoughts are with the people that live and breathe Chelsea, man. That's because for me it's different. Like I'm a fan, but I'm not like I'm not. I don't live and breathe Chelsea. I just don't. It's not every day Chelsea. So it's not really my lifestyle. But my thoughts are with them. It's also with the staff at Cobham, Stamford Bridge. Rudiger, man. Rudiger is the one is paining me, bro. Like, this guy's gonna go to United, HH.
Ralph, God forbid. Ralph,
Because
don't say that.
HH,
Ralph, God forbid. Ralph, no. Ralph,
HH,
no, he's not going to Man United.
HH,
He's not.
I saw you know Jamie Carragher.
No, Ralph, he's leaving. Ralph, don't you dare. He's not going to United. Relax. No.
HH, did you see what Jamie Carragher said about Tuchel as well? He said that Tuchel should go to United.
Ralph, it's 2022.
Why are you coaching? Why are you quoting that roadman? What the hell does that roadman know?
But he literally wrote an article about it, bro.
Ralph, it's just to generate clips.
Okay, hold up, Ralph. I don't mean to be rude. Now, please don't take this the wrong way, but Ralph, when you look at Jamie Carragher, does that guy know how to write?
No, bro. But
thank you.
Listen, take a favor. Are we going to take the word of a man who spits at 14-year-old girls seriously?
The man spits at people. Forget that. Forget that.
But HJ, this is the thing that's paining me, bro. Like, I've got Arsenal and United fans on Twitter just clowning us, bro. Like, it's
no. See, no.
And do you know what's paining me as
Ralph,
well?
you don't understand, Ralph.
It's the fact that they're talking about our players and how much they want them for. So one of them was like, "Oh, I want Reece James for like £1 million."
Ralph,
bro,
is no. Ralph, is Reece James with them now? Reece James is still with us. So on when it happens, but Ralph, I'm telling you right that that's not happening. Ralph, I'm telling you right now, Rudiger's not going to United. Is Rudiger leaving? I think so. Most likely. He's not going to Man United, bro. That's not happening. He's not going to Man United. So, Ralph, chill. Ralph, it looks bad. Granted, it looks bad. But Ralph, chill, because you know what this is? This is a classic case of reactionary measures. But Ralph, continue, bro.
One thing also, like, bro, the fact that are the government choosing who the next owner is? Do you know? Or because if that's the case, man, like these guys are gonna pick like someone like Mike Ashley or these American owners.
No. See now, Ralph. Now, see, that's where I concede. Probably gonna get American owners.
Yeah, that's the route that we're probably gonna go down.
No, because Ralph, I thought we had time. For and you see, Ralph, here's my thing here. I get it, but bro, let's just try and choose the guys, man. I mean, come on, what's the rush here? Let's just put this money in the right hands.
The thing is, what's damning about it is that the guys most interested are the Americans. Like, they really want it, and it's like it's just so. Like, these guys, man, like, just leave us alone, bro. Like, I just want Brad back, but I understand. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and just say, "Oh, what the government have done is wrong," because what they did is right. I agree with it. Like, I'm not gonna just say, "Oh, what they did was wrong." Like, what they did is right, but they need to think about the fans and the staff, man, before anything else. That's my problem.
See, that is why. That's what. See, it's a very, very complicated situation because the UK have to act, and they're under serious pressure from the international community, NATO, and so forth, to act and be proactive. So, with that in mind, it's like they have to be shown to do something. But what they've now done is now affect other guys who have nothing to do with this, because see, it's one thing, let's say, getting Russian players and so forth to suffer because you're a collateral for what Putin has done, but it's another thing if you're now making your own people, i.e., people who work at Chelsea Megastore, people who go to say English guys suffer. That's where it gets tricky, because see, you can easily say, oh, Russian guys, oh, bro, we had nothing to do with putting this. But you're Russian, blah, blah. But when it's like now, it's your people, English people who megastores down. Bro, Ralph, you know what? This is people's life. I can't go and watch my team. So there's only so far you can go with this. Because my thing, if Abramovich is like, no, I refuse to sell and so forth. So you're saying that guys can't go and watch their team for the rest of the season? And if that happens, Do you think those guys are going to blame Abramovich or Putin?
No.
Hell no. They'll blame the UK government.
But hey, Chase, you know what makes me laugh about this? These Chelsea fans, yeah, most of them, yeah, especially the ones that live in West London, they vote for Tories, don't they? And these are the same guys that are complaining right now. So it's looking funny in the light, bro. I'm just saying.
Okay, so before I come to Ford, man, before I come to your boy Ford, let me hit some dubies, man. So, shout out to English Talents FC. Well done, Boris. Chelsea needs an English coach and owners. Oh Lord,
God
here it comes.
forbid, bro.
And that's never happening, man. Chelsea perspective, man. Thank you for the dub. Chelsea perspective, scapegoating 101. Chelsea perspective. This is the reality. The reality is everybody rushing is getting got. That's just what it is. And Abramovich is too close to Putin and his regime for them not to do everything, because there is pressure on every European country to say what's up to every Russian oligarch. And I think the closest person to Putin is probably Abramovich. So my thing is that they have to do this, but you're now in a situation where you're now punishing your own people. That is where it gets tricky. Because my thing is, what is Abramovich going to do? Because here's the thing. This is because I think what the UK government are counting on is that putting pressure on Abramovich to sell, because the UK government want to say that if Abramovich doesn't sell, the fans are now going to turn on Abramovich and now blame him. But what I think is going to happen is that these fans are going to turn on the UK government, because the fans see. Okay, do you want to get real? Let's get real. Let's get real. Chelsea fans care more about a lot of Chelsea fans. I don't know what the number is, but a sizable number of Chelsea fans. So basically, a sizable number of Chelsea fans care more about the well-being of Chelsea than what's happening in Ukraine. Whether that's right or wrong, that's just a fact. So for a sizable number of Chelsea fans, they're like, we don't give a damn what's happening in Ukraine and so forth. I want to go and watch Chelsea. I want to go to the freaking mega store. Like, there was a story about this guy who he traveled from Malaysia and so forth and everything. And we were traveling, and they want to go to the mega store and they can't. And for these guys, remember, people only care about what affects them. So they're like, I don't give a damn what's happening in freaking Ukraine. I don't give a crap. I care about Chelsea. Again, I'm just telling you I'm not saying what that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the facts. So for many Chelsea fans, they're like, yeah, I can't go and watch my team play. I can't go to France for the UCL game against Lille. Oh, bro, I don't care what happened in freaking Ukraine. Give me my damn ticket. The heck? That's what people are thinking. Your boy Casey. Chelsea should be forced to return all the trophies.
No, man.
Casey, don't be jealous that we are the legitimate UCL champions and you are struggling, and you struggle to beat Galatasaray in the freaking Europa League. Your level is Europa League. We're in the Champions League. We're a bigger club than you. Relax, chill, and see what's up. Thank you, Casey. Don't be a hater, bro. Romelu Lukaku. My interview course. I know a sponsor. #RockNation. Lukaku, focus on scoring goals rather than talking about Rock Nation, please. Thank you very much. Please, thank you. RDZ17, I'm sorry, Chelsea fans, but if you get American owners, get ready for Weston McKennie and Jedi Zardes at the bridge. Guys, don't overreact. Don't overreact. Tuchel is in charge. The team is saying what's up. The team just said what's up to 3-1. Havertz scoring again. We're good. We're not going to be turned into a freaking American pie if American owners come in. If they come in, again, the gravy train of Abramovich, it's all done.
They'll make Pulisic captain, though. That's my problem.
Ralph, relax. JJ Bridge. HH. Boris Johnson was born in New York, USA. The next owner will be American, unfortunately. Oh, they don't know about that one, Boris. Let's just hope they're not like the Glazers or Cronky. See, my thing is, look, JJ, the good times of Abram, those are over. We had it good, it was amazing, but those times are over, and now it's a new frontier where crazy amounts of money won't be spent on players. But JJ, this is what people are missing. This is what the haters are missing. Tuchel is a damn good manager. There's going to be greater stability and support for Tuchel. There's already a good, strong, young squad that exists. There are good young players out there that Chelsea can now call back and extract. Chelsea are still in a very strong position. So JJ Bridge, for the haters, I'm sorry. They're going to have to try and find a different angle, bro. Ford, talk to me.
Yo, mad. A normal day, a normal week, sorry, in Chelsea just does not exist. It just does not exist. I just want to start by saying, obviously, my main thoughts in this time are with people around the world that are suffering from being in war-torn countries where the powers that be, that aren't on the battlefields, that aren't fighting for their lives, that aren't losing their livelihood that they know it, their homes, their family. Those people are the ones that started this war, but obviously I feel for the people that are currently being affected most by this war. That isn't just in Ukraine, that's in Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia, Palestine,
Yemen,
wherever they are in the world.
All over the world, bro, all over the world.
Because, of course, for us, again, for me that lives in London, obviously for those that support Chelsea, which is a London club, geographically, this Ukraine disaster that's going on right now is closer to all of us by proxy. But obviously, it isn't the most important one. It doesn't make it more important than the ones that are happening in the Middle East or in Africa or wherever. So then, with that being said, I feel like it just needs to be said that obviously those are the most important people right now. Now, when it comes to Chelsea, which is obviously why we're all here, this situation is mad, bro. This situation is brazy. Abramovich, like if this was a fight, like if this was like an actual fight between Abramovich and the UK government, which it is, like the whole charity move, that was an excellent move from Abramovich. That was a great move. That was a great jab to the face. It broke man's nose. Like that was excellent. But the UK said, "All right, cool. We see that. We're gonna raise you." They took man down, and they've got Roman in a headlock right now. They've got Roman in a Khabib like headlock with McGregor, and they're basically giving Roman two options: either you tap out or you go to sleep. So Roman's pissed right now. I can't lie. It's peak for him because with what the UK government have done now, is they really just put Chelsea in limbo. Because if you look at the situation as it is, what Roman was doing is he had the Rain Group, which I believe was a Russian, some of his advisors from Russia who were looking for potential investors around the world. So
sorry, Ford, can I just add one quick thing and then I'll let you go? What if Abramovich is tricky? What if, because this is like poker. What if Abramovich doesn't? Again, for me, I told you like that. I totally agree with you in terms of like he has to be penalized and he has to go. It is what it is. Like where you're at what it's what it is. But I'm just speaking about from Abramovich. What if Abramovich is like, I'm gonna wait it out, and I'm gonna see how much pressure Chelsea fans will put on the UK government and how much hell they will give them, and let's see who breaks first, the UK government or me. So did the UK government flinch first based off the pressure and the headache the Chelsea fans, the people who work for Chelsea give them? Or will I flinch first in terms of UK governments are standing firm, they don't give a damn, like, bro, either you sell or this thing is going down because we're not flinching despite however grief we get. Who flinches first?
It's an interesting take to make. That is such a big game of chicken to play, or again, by the analogy that you gave, that's such a massive bluff to make. And again, you can make that bluff and hoping that, again, the backlash and the outrage from Chelsea fans and maybe some of the football community, if they get on Chelsea's side, that could make a big enough splash. But at the same time, there's the there's the opposite angle to this, which is it's Ukraine versus Roman. That's how the narrative has been painted in this country with the government. So as much as Chelsea fans might say, "Oh, this is unfair," what you're doing to the staff at Chelsea, what you're doing to fans who can't now go to the games, what you're doing to the players who are now having to, like, for example, our game against Lille on only a £20,000 budget to accommodate for travel, hotel, that's not feasible. Really, that's not feasible. So while you're hurting all of those people, then the UK government can say, "Oh, but look what's happening in Ukraine, thanks to an oligarch like Abramovich, who has helped finance some of the military, he has shares in the Russian metal company that generates their tanks, some of the armory that they're using to kill people in Ukraine right now." So that's where I think playing that game of chicken is difficult. And in terms of what Roman is able to withstand, in terms of how long can he just let this continue, right now he's let the club. If Roman just says, "I'm gonna wait this out and see what happens," the club will continue to bleed out because that's what the government are doing. Again, like you made earlier, the point the government don't want to kill Chelsea because Chelsea is a massive entity in the UK. It's a massive PLC, and the UK government don't want to mess with that to the point where it becomes extinct or anything like that. However, they will just continue to let us bleed out and force Roman's hand to agree to a deal where this club can be sold, but under the government's pretenses, under the government's rules. Because right now, as it stands, Roman was looking to get the Rain Group to conduct a search for a suitable buyer. I think they had over maybe 10 viable offers in the last few days. But obviously, that money can then be again given back to Roman, and obviously Roman can then use that money for whatever he wants. And obviously, he wanted to donate some of those proceeds back to the Ukraine refugees and those who have been harmed by this war. But the UK government were like, F all that. We don't want you to make even a single kobo from any of this deal. So we're taking full control of this, and you're going to have to do it under our terms. Now, it's up to Roman to agree to those terms and let the UK government take full control of this sale and choose. Well, the mad thing is the UK government can decide the value of the club, which is crazy. Because Roman, again, everybody was saying, "Oh, good guy Roman. He didn't want to take out. He didn't want to force Chelsea into repaying his 1.5 billion debt that they owe him technically." And I'm not saying Roman didn't want to do that out of the goodness of his own heart, but again, when you bought the club for 140 million, and you're now looking to make 2.2 or 3 billion in terms of a sale, plus everything that you've gotten out from the club, you're good for money. You're good for money, so you can afford to take that 1.5 billion pound hit in a sense. But then when now the government are saying that, no, we don't want you to make any money from the sale, which means you're not getting your 1.5 million back, but you're not also getting your 3 billion that you value the club at. You're not getting that at all. And also now, so that's why it's peak for Roman. But also to come back to the point is that now the government can value the club at whatever they want. And also they're the ones who are then going to pick a suitable new owner, a suitable new buyer, which is crazy.
That is why I am here.
No, not Mike Ashley.
Mike Ashley,
know,
get your grubby hands off, man. You're not
No,
going
just
anywhere.
I'm British.
And also,
I'm a
no.
Londoner.
And
No,
I don't want to talk to Mike Ashley. I want to talk to RDS or Magpies because Mike Ashley, we're not doing business with you.
No. I just want to make it's peace. I just have to make a case. That's all. I come in peace. You know, I'm British. I'm a Londoner. You know, like I do support Chelsea Football Club. Like before I was in Newcastle, I did support Chelsea Football Club. And listen, like I'm successful. You know, I'm a successful businessman, man. I can make Chelsea a success, you know. So all I'm saying before I let forward continue is just give me a chance. That's what I'm saying. Going forward.
So just give me 1 second. Let me just find out the date for Atletico Madrid versus Man United. Let me just see. That is the 15th of March. Yeah, I'm gonna be here. Yeah, RDS, you better be there.
Yeah.
You better be there.
Oh no, but Cristiano's gonna drop a 3-piece though. Cristiano's dropping a 3-piece.
No.
My priority is making sure that Chelsea Football Club lives on. Okay, the only thing I would say is that, like, do you mind a stadium name change instead of Sports Direct?
Mike Ashley, you're coming nowhere near Chelsea because Ford. What's gonna happen?
Sports Direct Bridge.
What's gonna happen is it's gonna be a bunch of American owners, because see, Ford. The governments they're going to choose. See, we're getting American owners, and it is what it is. That's what's happening. But I don't get when people say, "Oh, Chelsea finished." How are Chelsea finished?
Of course, you're not finished.
No, but then that's the narrative that I'm seeing on social media. That Chelsea are done. They're finished.
No. I think people are a bit confused. I think what people understand is that, like, I think what they think is that obviously, you know, especially if you're under my leadership. We're not going to be spending £200 million every summer. You know, that's just not happening. That's not, and I think for a lot of any manager coming, that's just not going to be a thing. But I think what Forward's saying is that with this whole deadline coming, I think the 31st of May, from what I've read, that can also be revoked or changed. So I think that this is something that is going to be evolving. It's not necessarily something that's static, depending on how things go. And I think there is a question to be asked as to whether, you know, Abramovich is going to be like, right, okay, I'm quite happy to lose 1.9 billion total value of the club and being forced to sell it to whoever that the UK government agrees, versus saying, you know what, I wash my hands of Chelsea, I wash my hands of the UK, and just let the club rot. That's obviously the worst case scenario. So it'd be interesting to see what Abramovich decides. It's interesting because this is actually because of the his shares in, I think this is Everest Steel Company, which was saying. So that's the main, not his Chelsea bits, because of the stealing that he sells to potential Russian military and even in some Israeli companies, from what I've read. I think the most important thing for Chelsea Football Club right now is to make sure that, like, they're still ran, so they don't go into administration.
No. But my thing, but RDS does that. The EU government, they can't allow that to happen to Chelsea because this is too valuable a brand. They, like, you see, let's keep it okay. Torquay, Dagenham, and Redbridge, Kingsbury. Okay, whatever.
Bury.
But yeah, Chelsea Football Club. This is a massive global brand. Remember, it's all about money. Everything all goes back to money and making money. And the Premier League is one of the most profitable, lucrative sporting franchises on the planet. And Chelsea is a very big part of that. So the youth government said that we can't lose that asset of Chelsea. But what they are trying to do, because this is interesting. Because, see, for me, this is temporary. Well, let me change temporary. See, this is temporary because what they definitely want to do is they want to say what's up to Bram. They say, Bram, let's test your jaw. As Stingy just said, is like they say this is like a huge blow. Bram is like whoa, but Bram is now wobbling down because the government have just given them a Deontay Wilder hook into the chin. But Abramovich's chin is pretty good, but his chin is not getting tested now. Because as you said, Abramovich, what do you do now? Because you're in a very difficult situation. Because if you refuse to not sell and so forth, you have no wiggle room. You have no, like, basically, Abramovich, you can't win this now.
No, he can't win. There's nothing Abramovich.
You can't win. Because, be very clear, him winning is not keeping Chelsea, is that I choose who Chelsea goes to. But as of right now, with the way it's done, you can't win this now. Yeah. So for Abramovich, it's like, you can't win this because it's like, you can't choose who Chelsea goes to. You're not going to make any money off of this. You know, like, you can't. And I don't know. Can he go to a court and fight this in an international court?
Which international court?
See, that's the thing with the situation, because it's unprecedented. There's no insurances. There's no nothing that you can use to say, this is against legislation.
There's nothing
this has never happened before.
Abramovich, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to win this.
Yeah. That's why I said HH. It's not a punch to the face. He's in a chokehold right now. So he's got two options: either you tap out or you go to sleep. And I don't think he wants to let Chelsea just bleed out and get into administration, which obviously won't happen. But again, you're putting the livelihoods of people who were owning the mega store, obviously people at the stadium at Cobham. Those guys are now out of work. I don't think Roman wants to continue to let that happen.
Guys, you know what? He taps out.
Yeah, he has to tap out. And he has to let the government choose where
what do you do?
The money goes
like,
to.
he taps out. He taps out.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, like, Bram, like, there is no other place to go. Because my thing is, these guys are just, they're going to stand firm. And if you still remain and say, no, I refuse to sell.
I mean, to be fair, the UK governments have just frozen the assets. They've not. I don't think they've seized the assets per se. So, I guess there is an argument that this is the thing as to why this is an evolving process, because it's like the longer the war goes on, and obviously Abramovich has not come out and said anything criticizing, as you know, because he's obviously loyal to Putin. He's not said anything. So, the longer the war goes on, and with the involvement of that Bram has, the potentially the more severe the action will be, basically. So, you know, Abramovich could be thinking, okay, they've just frozen my assets. I don't have access to them, but it is possible that if this whole situation is resolved, that I might be able to return to his assets at a latter point. And that's one thing. I don't know whether that's in his mind. He's thinking, let's just see how this plays out. I can still potentially come back to Chelsea at a latter point. But the UK government are going, we don't want to give you that time.
Yeah.
We want to force you to sell ASAP. And Abramovich is kind of just weighing it.
No, say RDS. That's it's over. There is no scenario in which he comes back because this Ukraine thing is already an end game. So there is no scenario Abramovich can come back to Chelsea. It's impossible because this is like what Putin has done is an end game thing. And your link to Putin is so close that this is an end game for Abramovich and Europe, not England and Europe.
Well, I mean, sorry, I've just seen Casey's super chat. I know it's come up, but that is actually a very good point if you bring it up because you're talking about Chelsea being a big club. But Casey's recent super chat, it's a fair point, and they did get relegated. So, you can read it.
No, look, he's a hater. He's a hater. Okay, let me just hit some dubs, and I'm gonna get more clarification from RDS on this whole thing, and then I'll come back to you, Ralph. Let's see. Casey, who's a Chelsea hater, but he supports Barcelona. 8-2, by the way. Happy 8-2. Your stadium is tiny. Wage ratio greater than 100%. New owners will not only have to pay for club, but spend like Bram to balance wages. Players sale incoming.
Yeah, that's happening.
Wait, hold up. Okay, yeah, but there's not going to be like some mass, huge exodus sale. No. Yes, sales will happen. But no, like 5, the whole team is not going to get sold. No,
but how are you going to afford the players' wages though?
Bro, RDS, we'll figure it out.
But see, to answer that, like this isn't the same. This isn't.
This video of Robin expressions just out in London now, just like with cups in hand, being like, "Save the bridge," and the people.
No. I don't like how people are overreacting because the memes are funny. Look, the memes are funny.
The memes are hilarious.
But the reality is, it's not going to be that bad. Okay, it's not like, come on, no.
And the thing is, you look at Chelsea. Chelsea have so many assets. Like this isn't the same as when Tottenham needed to sell Bale because that was the only massive asset to bring in signings. Same with Liverpool having to sell Coutinho. Chelsea have a lot of tangible assets that they can go and sell. Yes, losing Rudiger and Christensen on a free is a hit. Obviously, I think the club are planning to keep on Azpilicueta, but again, based on the sanctions right now, if they aren't revoked anytime soon, we're also going to have to let go of Azpilicueta. But that being said, we still have
Lukaku's your biggest asset, by the way, forward.
Yes, but even then with him, so that's our assets were frozen with that. We've only spent 18.7 million of that, so the rest of that money hasn't even been spent yet, which is meant to be spent over a period of time. So it's kind of crazy how the whole freezing of assets works. Like, and to the point I was going to make, Chelsea have so many assets that we can go and sell. Again, we can go and sell a Werder who will in this market go for 30-40 million at least. Somebody like a Kepa, we will go for.
Wait, Ford. Who is paying 1 kobo for that clown?
Bro, there's teams in Germany he will buy him.
But the thing is, did you see him tonight? Did you see him tonight?
We will see him. He's trash. But again, Bayern Munich have been linked with him in the past. Dortmund was somebody that team that would.
But the thing is, Ford, you also have to understand that, like, while I agree with you to a certain extent, you also understand that there'll be clubs that'll be thinking Chelsea are desperate to offload. So they're not necessarily going to be like, oh, yeah, of course we're going to give you 50 million. And like, wait a minute, you're desperate to sell because you need money. You take this, and if you don't take it, then I'm leaving. So you're not exactly in a power position.
No, wait. Do you have anything positive to say, or are you just going to say everything pessimistic or so forth?
No, he's there to provide the other side of the argument, and that's fair.
Listen,
but I'm going to provide the other side, which is that.
This club.
Oh no, don't worry. 15th of March, we're going to chop it up. 15th of March, we're going to chop it up.
You land your point. Mike Ashton speaker. Go on.
But look, the thing is, again, I am compensating for the fact that Chelsea are not selling from a position of strength. However, our position isn't as dire as Barcelona from a financial point of view. Again, that's as long as this turmoil that we're currently in doesn't continue, like in terms of the whole limbo of being with these sanctions, not having been able to make all these sales, the merchandise store, everything like that. So that being said, yes, Chelsea will need to make some sales. We obviously will sell certain assets like Werner, potentially Kepa, Again, I'm not saying these guys will go for big money, but there's still guys like Alonso, Drinkwater, Bakayoko, etc., who are underwageable, who will go. The loan army is thick, and that we were already planning on getting rid of that due to the regulation that they passed in January, that you can only have 6 players in your loan army that aren't part of your academy or first team. So we're going to have assets that we're going to sell in that front. We also have, thanks to, again, the money that Roman's put into the club over the last 20 years, we also have the best academy in all of Europe, which we saw what happened when we had our last transfer ban.
Ford, people forget that. People forget that little. They forget that little thing about. Do you know how good Chelsea's academy is?
And that's the thing. When Chelsea had all the money to spend, we didn't tap into our academy when we had the likes of Kakuta, Ruben Loftus-Cheek back in the day, Musonda, all of these ballers who we just let go because we had, at the time, the Lampards, the Balaks, the Essien. So we didn't need to tap into those guys. Even later on, the Hazards, the Diego Costas, the Fabregas. So we didn't really tap into it. But we saw what happened when there was a transfer ban. When there was a transfer ban and we were forced to tap into the youth academy, we brought through the likes of Mason Mount, Reece James, Tammy Abraham, who got 15 league goals, people forget. We brought through so many others that came through and ended up lifting us to a Champions League. So we can do that again. We can go for another summer where we don't spend the biggest money. And yes, we may not be able to challenge with Man City for the league title right now. That's true. But we can still get to a point where we can finish top 4 comfortably and go and win cups with the academy and the players that we have right now.
So, okay, hold on. So I think if you're listening, Abdul or Eddie, I've sent you guys the link. If you want to go on, I've sent you guys the link in your Twitter DM.
Abdul's
Eddie
back?
and Thingy.
Where? I thought Abdul disappeared from Twitter. Where?
Oh, he's back. He says he's back now. He's back. He's back. Keep It Real says Liverpool fans need to pipe down. Their owner supported the war in Iraq. All billionaires have blood on their hands. Now, see, here's the thing here. I think I've been seeing this narrative go through. What about those guys in Saudi Arabia? What about?
I hate this.
This is what you have to understand. We are hypocrites in this world, and people care about what affects them. Syria, Yemen, and so forth, are they white? Are they European? No and no. Ukraine, they're white and they're European. Therefore, America and UK are going to bend over backwards for them. It is just what it is. It's just how the world works. So don't say, oh, what about what Saudi Arabia are doing? That doesn't matter. What matters is Putin attacked a European country. UK are European, and America is a strong, extremely close ally to Europe. So therefore, they have to react in such a manner. They're not going to react the same way for somewhere like Palestine or Yemen because their ties are not as close to a Yemen or a Palestine as they are to any nation that is European. It's very simple. So this whataboutism is irrelevant. It's irrelevant, bro. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Abritz Ferris says, Tuchel to Atletico Madrid and Chelsea gets Diego. No. No. It's just like, I don't know what kind of Siberian source you got that from, but no, I don't know what you're on about.
Also, Diego's the most paid manager in the world.
Latsin Lozario.
So, yeah.
No, yeah. So yeah, as well, he's the best paid. So are you sure that guy's going to take a wage? Because Simeone is never leaving the best paid job ever, where he has the best job security in the world. Chelsea about to pop up on Craigslist and eBay. No. This is actually no. Didn't you support a club that got done for forgery? I.e. Calciopoli.
Ooh.
So you can't talk, Martin Rosario. Worry about Calciopoli and forgery. Okay, worry about that. LSK Laxton. Chelsea about to make. You see, it's humorous, but you see, why is actually see the issue here though is, you see, why is you can't send this without telling me when last your Bombers club won a major trophy.
Go compares.
You can't tell me. But we see, for what you say, haha, it's funny, but Chelsea are not going to be in that serious. People, you know what it is? People are desperate for Chelsea to fall and crumble. There's such desperation, but the funny thing is that it's not going to happen,
bro. Because I've never seen so many tweets about Chelsea. It's so long, bro. It's,
No. But I think you have to understand that Chelsea are one of the most hated clubs in the world.
Yeah.
Facts. That's just facts. Now, that is a large part of it is the racism and so forth, and also it's the mercenary nature in which Chelsea operates, and also the whole Abramovich thing and how he's funded it. So Chelsea is hated, and for a lot of people, this is a day that people have been waiting for a very long time.
It was
For
coming.
a very
It was
long
coming.
time.
It was coming.
AMG2 man, thank you for the dub. AMG2. If Abramovich goes against the government, we'll start seeing all types of articles and allegations come out against Abramovich. Abramovich will be fighting a losing battle. That won't be needed because the only people supporting Abramovich are hardcore Chelsea fans. Those are the only people he's fighting against. Every other fan is against Abramovich because of the whole Putin thing. And the, regular kind of Chelsea fans are like, I get it. Like for me, I get it. You're too close to Putin. Your money is helping funding Putin's war and so forth. So I'm like, yeah, I need that. Oh, bro, he's done. So the only support he has are the hardcore Chelsea fans, and that is a very small number compared to everyone else. So there's no slander campaign is needed. Hence why this is a lose-lose for Abramovich. He's fighting a losing battle. He can't win. He can't win this. He can't win. So here's what it is.
That being said, and you're absolutely right there, HH. But I also, as much as Roman in some instances is a villain in this because of obviously his links with Putin, obviously the war with Israel and in Palestine. I don't want people to think like, oh, the government are doing the right thing here. The government are doing a great job. Like this corrupt Tory government is just profiting from another disaster that's going on in the world.
That's why I want to ask. If you seize this asset, because I read, you have to read the fine print. Oh, the money that will now be put into a fund. Whoa, hold up. Exactly. Where is that money going to?
Exactly.
I need every single kobo accounted for. If you're seizing that asset, I want to know whether, because if one kobo lands into the pockets of those greedy, slithering, sick, money-grubbing politicians who do nothing for this country but just grab money because they're freaking greedy a-holes. Nah. So bro, these Tories, these guys are filthy, disgusting, posh, Oxford-eating merchant losers, man. So these guys, they're not heroes in this.
These were the same guys who botched the lockdown, which led to the deaths of many people in this country, and we're still hosting parties and literally hosting parties as a party during the time where they said that we should all be kept from our loved ones. Couldn't go to funerals, couldn't go to hospital to visit those who were sick.
Wait, Ford, isn't this the same government where it took a football player to say, oh, let's feed these kids? And they tried to make Rashford as villains. Oh, stick to football and so forth. How does it take a footballer to be like, let's provide food for kids, and you bum-ass idiots governments don't do so? And also, isn't this the same government where the prime minister was actually having Christmas parties while everybody was forced to?
I thought you guys weren't getting political. We're getting political now.
I don't know. Okay, I know. Thank you for something. So that's why I need you. Again, because I can go in a whole tirade, guys. Let's stick to football. You see, that's why I need artists. That's why I need my boy artist. Artist, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh god, Juve are bigger.
This. I did think that this was a little bit interesting because Juve. Because Serie did take a significant hit when Juventus went down. Similar thing when Rangers went down the SPL. Like Chelsea, compared to those two clubs,
I don't see Chelsea going down, man. I don't see that.
No, it's not Chelsea getting relegated, but I mean, like in terms of Chelsea being like, so the biggest thing that could happen to Chelsea this season is that like if they fail to pay their rent, they'll be deducted points.
Yeah,
so
that can happen.
A 9 or 12 point deduction. That's more likely. They're not going to get relegated, obviously not, but they could get a point deduction if they don't get their house in order by May the 31st. The only impact.
Wait, hold up. What, points deduction?
Yeah, that will be something more likely to happen than any relegation or something like that.
But that's only if, like I said, if Roman allows the situation to continue with again the club not being able to finance all the things that is going on. But again, just for the thing is, I just want to touch quickly on the super chat because again, it's probably in jest a little bit. We're saying Chelsea's crime is worse, but Chelsea haven't committed any crime. Roman did, which is the owner, but that's different to Juventus literally match fixing. That's different to Roman being associated with, again, this mass murderer Putin, cool. That's bad, but that's not Chelsea. So yes, you can sanction the club, freeze assets, cool. And if that leads to Chelsea being put into administration because of not being able to afford these things,
but hold on, no, Ford, like you just said, no, that was Moji. It wasn't Juventus, it was Moji. Moji was the guy that instigated the whole match fixing thing. So they say, no, that was just Moji and his decision to now involve Juve in match fixing. Like the players weren't involved. The players and the managers didn't know of that. Moji, it was just Moji that's new.
But didn't Juventus benefit from match fixing though? Like they benefited on the pitch from match fixing. Chelsea haven't benefited on the pitch from Ukrainians dying and from Roman invested in Russian metal.
Benefits from Abramovich's money.
But then, okay, so but now see that, you know, that slippery slope there that you just opened up. So imagine then there's another disaster that happens, and God forbid it does, because we don't want these things to happen clearly. Yeah. But let's say the new Newcastle owners, because obviously we know that they've had some dodgy dealings in the past. Clearly, we all know that Saudi money comes from
I saw
a very dirty place. Yeah. What happens if another catastrophe happens with them and it somehow affects a European country? Because obviously we know that's only when England, NATO are going to step in. So then you're going to now because of that, Newcastle are going to be relegated? Because you're setting out a new precedent, which means you've got to punish everybody. Because again, are the Glazers' hands completely clean? Not necessarily.
Oh no! But see,
FSG.
No. But see, it's very simple. It's like, as you just said, this isn't complicated. If let's say the Glazers or Sheikh Mansour or the Saudi Arabian group do something against a European nation, the same thing will happen, because there'll be pressure by the UN and especially NATO and so forth. Like, bro, we all have to go hop in step and all congregate in sanctioning certain country if they get attacked by Europe. So it is it is what it is. Like this is like, it's like pressure upon, we have to now act to be in solidarity with Ukraine and so on, because that is the thing to do now. So like 100% I expect that to happen. So, but why that hasn't happened, because these guys are not doing anything to anybody European. So they're like, as long as it's not European, we're good. If it's European.
But these things we're talking in the context. So when it comes to regulation, like forget about the politics side. This is in the context of like the actual like league rules themselves. So obviously Juve, the reason why it got relegated was because it had no bearing on the Italian government and what they were doing. It was obviously the impact they was having on the Serie A, and obviously why it got fined. The reason why Chelsea might get point deducted, etc., is more so because of their financial running of the club, not so much what's going on politically, but obviously the fact that because of the sanctions, if the sale doesn't get passed, they now can't pay the wages of etc. Then, as part of Premier League rules, which mean that you have to have your finances in order, they will have a point deduction. If they still can't get it, then they will be relegated. That's just a Premier League specific rule, as opposed to that's going to be imposed by the UK government, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course. But again, I don't think Chelsea would allow that to happen. The Chelsea Trustees Committee, I think at that point, they would force Roman's hand to make sure, look, Roman, this club that you built for the last 20 years, you don't want it to end up in League Two now, do you? So sort out a deal with the government where the sale can go through, where you don't make any money from it, and it goes to whatever American owner that the government sees fit to take charge of Chelsea, and will keep it moving. Because, again, the Chelsea getting liquidated helps no parties. Doesn't help the government. Doesn't obviously help Chelsea. Certainly doesn't help Roman. It may help some bitter Arsenal and United fans, but again, it's not worth doing. So, to some sort of agreement.
So, word cases says Chelsea isn't valuable. Your revenue is nowhere near Man U. Well, my thing is, it's no. But at the beginning, it's what you do with the brand. Now, it's not as valuable now based on revenue. But then, remember, Abramovich never run Chelsea to be valuable. He ran Chelsea to win trophies. The Glazers have run Man United to be something of value. Now, if an American owner comes in, they will maximize the Asia market, they'll maximize the African market, they'll maximize the North American markets, they'll maximize sponsorships. Abramovich never cared about any of that stuff, because he just wasn't interested in sort of making them profitable, because he already had so much money. But a businessman is going to be like, bro, this is a huge global brand. And the brand has not really tapped into the financial possibilities of the global markets, which Abramovich never did. So it's what you do with the brand. Chelsea. Oscar Jackson, you're a very humorous guy, but please tell me when United won the last trophy. Whimsical thought, bro. Thank the dub. Isn't Everton owned? So is this Usmanov? Isn't it? It's Usmanov. Isn't Everton
Yes.
owned by a person who is the chairman of a
No,
Russian
no,
media
no.
company? I believe
They're
it's Usmanov.
They're not owned by the guys. It's Egyptian as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
He's
why
not.
is everyone after Chelsea? So there is a
Oh
great
no, it's
agenda at
Farhad
play.
Mashiri.
Yeah, Fard
That's the owner.
Mashiri. He's not. He's
Yeah.
not. He's not. I think it's one of the. But I think it might be one of the people on the board that is. If I recall.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not owned by your boy.
No, it's not. He's not. He doesn't own the actual. He doesn't own Everton. But he is. But and also he is getting. He's getting. From what last I read, he is getting sanctioned.
Yeah.
That
So,
guy.
so say Everton are unlikely to lose 300 million after severed Alisher Usmanov. So yeah. So Everton suspend ties with Russian companies linked to things. So they've already severed ties with your boy already. Abdul, you've just joined us and so forth. Talk. Actually, no. Yeah, sorry, Artist. I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Then I'll come to you, Abdul. So Artist, talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll just briefly because obviously you've said my thoughts, So I, big up Mike Ashley and so on. I assume everyone has seen the I assume everyone's seen like the document, the consolidated list of financial sanction talks in the UK, like document that Roman's a part of. Like, has people seen the official UK sanction document? Do you share it or just out of curiosity?
I mean, I have seen it, but I'll try and find it. I'll try and find it.
I've got it here. I mean, it's just for education.
Okay, yeah, share, and I'll share the screen.
It's more for educational purposes more than anything. So just if people want to have a look. So this is the official. So for any country that UK has sanctioned against, FYI, there are a lot of African nations on here. It's just
Artist, why did he have to say this? Wait, hold on. Is Nigeria on here?
No, Nigeria's not on the list. I checked. Like Nigeria, like it's just places like Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, Central African Republic's on here as well. Mali's on here.
Also, UK, return African bronze statues from your bum-ass British museum. Give back our damn bronze statues, you bloody thieves. Lazy.
So the only thing is, so Abramovich is here, so he's the second person on the list behind Sergei. So there's all of text positive, but I think really the only thing that you can take from this, aside from like just the fact that he's actually got a Portuguese passport as well. I didn't know that he's got a Portuguese, Israeli, and Russian passport. But the only real thing really to take from this is that it just confirms the fact that this company, Evra PLC, was basically he basically has the highest shares in that company, which is the steel company that is alleged to provide steel manufacturing weapons to the Russian military, and I think possibly even to Israel as well with the Israel military. So a bit dodgy there, yeah, that's just as education one, just for people to have that there. Regarding this whole thing, it is interesting because why I will be a bit worried is because like the last 2 weeks we've had this conversation, and anytime I've had a conversation with Chelsea fans, and I'm sure YSK will back me up here, when I've come in and said, this doesn't look good, the Chelsea fans have been like, Eric, and they've been like, oh no, don't worry, Saudi owners, it's all gonna be okay, don't worry, people are reacting, and it's almost like every week it's just gotten worse. It's got a worse situation. So like, so I appreciate the optimism that you guys have. It's just that over the last 2 weeks, when I've kind of said that this is a serious situation and Abramovich is not in a position to I
don't know. Ignore that.
Well, no, actually, it's actually probably Eritrea, to be honest. But enough said about that police state country. I'm not going to go there. That's not going to go. Let's keep politics.
Please don't go there.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Yeah, like fundamentally, because I think most of the stuff has already been said. And Ford eloquently summarized everything, so I'm not really going to add much to it. For me now, it's just curiosity, right? Because I am genuinely curious to see how this is going to plan out, because I don't know whether Abramovich is thinking like he wants to now spite the UK, because you guys, I'm assuming he is loyal to Chelsea first, But I guess a part of me is thinking, how loyal is he to Putin, to Russia? You know, if Chelsea is such an asset, maybe he might be thinking, hey, this is unfair, and if I can't get anything from it, I might as well spite them. You know what I mean? You know, so that is another. I'm not saying that's what he'll do, but that is another alternative angle to look at. Like, because he's not getting anything from it. The UK government screwed him over. Why do I want to give an asset over to the UK government that's going to benefit them when I'm technically against them because I support Putin and I'm being penalized? Then screw it. You know, I'll spite you guys. I'm not saying that's what he'll do, but I'm just saying that it is a thought to think about. I don't know, and that's why I'm curious to see how Abramovich will handle the situation.
I mean, but then, so look at that, the original statement that he made again. A statement is just a statement. We don't know how much truth is there, but when you look at that original statement, it said, I've always tried to do what is in the best interests for Chelsea. Now, that could easily be cap and so forth, and just put out there and so forth. So we don't know how truthful that is when we're now put into the situation like this.
Yeah, because a lot of me is just thinking like, were you really saying that, or were you saying it because you wanted to kind of hurriedly rush and protect your asset by selling it to someone that you knew, so you could come back to it at a later point, so that you know you could essentially buy yourself time, as opposed to you generally care. You don't care what you know what I mean. So I was talking, but fundamentally, like, I think it's just a question of just wait and see. There is a deadline that's going to be set. Obviously, you know, the UK government are now in fairly control as to who are betting basically who is going to buy Chelsea, which will obviously have significant consequences going forward. You know, especially if they sell them to me, Mike Ashley. But the most important thing in the intermediate. Look, man,
that's best up. That's best up. That line better get his ass back on that bloody badge, man. But that's best up.
It's bad, man. This bad.
Sorry, continue.
It's bad. No, the most important thing in the immediate instance is to make sure that Chelsea football don't go into administration. That's the most important thing. So because that's the most immediate consequence. So, finances, everything should be in order in a sense, whether that's for sales or trying to get this through. Because I don't know because of how much you're paying your players, because of everything that costs. Well, I don't know how long Chelsea can last without there being significant revenue going into the football club. So that's the most important thing that needs to be addressed.
So before I come to your boy Abdul, let me just hit these doobies. Let's see where we at, man. You be good. Thank you for the dub, Mr. Selection. Call whatever. But I think the British government will have a say in who gets to buy Chelsea to some extent. Oh, yeah. They will. One reason I don't see it being a Saudi investor, if being a Saudi investor, most likely American and British. Yeah, if I was to put a bet, it's going to be an American or a group of Americans. You know, like, because my thing, though, is people say, oh, is that going to be British? No, it's like, American owners already exist. America is a very, very, very close ally to the UK. And there are far more American billionaires than there are things. So if it comes to a bidding war, the American will easily outbid the English dude. So I don't think that you could go, it has to be owned by... No. And also remember, like, it's... I don't know why the UK would want to hone in on it being an English owner, personally speaking. So,
I mean, maybe the only thing you could say is that possibly with everything that's going on right now, especially the transition, it might give them more oversight, because you know how governments want to have more and more control sort of things. So if we can have someone that we know and that we can potentially in quote control, will have more oversight about what's going on, especially if there are other things that we don't know the full extent of Roman's involvements and dealings in Chelsea, so to speak, you know. So
wait, do you know conspiracy theory? If you go out controlling this sale, maybe there could be a few guys that say, yo, look, man, just, under the table, man, just, give me a little, brown envelope.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically more like, because like governments want, if you can have like we want control of these institutions. So if there's a way that you can put your hand in that pie and have a degree of oversight, then you're gonna go
Bro,
for it. It's an
one
opportunity.
guys, I'm telling you this for sure. There is going to be a secret deal where there are certain government officials who or the government benefits from funds from Chelsea, for sure. For sure.
100%. I
Yeah.
think, you know what, my slight, that the mods need to be on point here. The mods need to be on point in the chat. Someone's moving crazy. But yeah, I think my conspiracy theory here is that I think, again, it's the most important thing, or sorry, one of the most important things is the fact that the government can set the value of Chelsea Football Club. So I don't think there needs to be this massive bidding war. I think it's just a case of who do they want to own Chelsea Football Club at this point. I also think it could be key that maybe they could find a caretaker owner just in the meantime. So maybe then a more suitable owner comes in, because if they want Chelsea to then get at least the right value for the club. But I think my conspiracy theory is that I think the club will probably go to either caretakers or the short term or long term. It will go to somebody that the government owe a favor. I think it could be somebody, whether it's British or maybe for better optics, maybe somebody American instead. Might just be somebody that the government actually owe one to. And you know what? Because we owe you this, maybe because you have maybe some inside information as a government, and we don't want you to let that out, or as a thank you for not letting that out, we're gonna give you Chelsea Football Club, one of our prized assets in this country. So
No, guys, it's gonna go.
Surprise me.
It's gonna go to something English. Yeah, it is. It is. This is an amazing opportunity to make a lot of money and keep it in-house. Why give it to an American when you can keep it in-house? And because you have an amazing opportunity to make a lot of money. See, when it's just free, bro, the government can't be involved with who buys Arsenal, who buys thingies. So, and that's American businessman. All the money is with me. But if we can choose who owns this, why wouldn't we want to now have some kind of secret connection with whatever consortium or group owns that thing and benefits through that? It's going to be English.
See, I said the optics would look bad if the English club took the club from a Russian and gave it to an Englishman. That just feels mad cheap. Like that just feels crazy to do.
Oh, no.
I can't put that
to
past
who?
this country.
To who?
Yeah, because right now the optics are on Russia right now. So yeah,
like. For optics to who? Like maybe to us, but to the larger crew, they're like,
fans.
oh, bro, like England fighting the good fight. We took it away from this evil Russian, and we've now made it to now, bro. Rory Jennings will be doing cartwheels if it's owned by like British Sainsbury's or Tesco or sort of. So
yeah, and the media will say, oh, a British, British owner, British billionaire,
saves Chelsea,
great PR, great PR.
Chelsea, yeah,
guys, it's going to something English, and these guys are going to profit off of it, 100%. Yeah, that's. Oh man, these sick bastards, man. So what's it? Casey says, backwards, every penny Roman spent was stolen. Do you want to answer to this?
Thank you for the super chat.
so you know what the answer to his attack of saying that Roman every penny was spent was stolen?
No, that's the answer. Thank you for the super chat, Casey. Thank you.
Hassan says, can't pay will take it away.
Yeah, I know that show. Can't pay will take it away. That's a feel nice. That's so bad.
And Marisha said, does Lukaku now? There's one thing for Barca gaining money through Shakira's Spotify account because Shakira is very famous. Lukaku is a trash rapper. So I don't think his Spotify accounts can supply any money towards for Chelsea, man. Just keeping real. Joking. I saw Chelsea. Wow. If anybody knows Nigeria, Obalende is Obalende. Joking, you have to relax, bro. Joking, you have to relax, man.
The memes are good today, man. I can't lie.
Unzigo thoughts. Chelsea is the second highest. Chelsea's youth is what's going to save these guys. See, if this happened to Tottenham or so forth, they'd be screwed. Chelsea's saving grace is how good the youth setup is and how good the youth team is. Bro, it was a bunch of kids that helped win the freaking Champions League. So that is Chelsea's saving grace. It is Chelsea's saving grace, bro.
And the thing is also, just to add as well, let's say Chelsea don't make any signings. Like on loan that we can recall for next season right now without doing anything, just to recall them. Armando Broja, Conor Gallagher, both having amazing seasons. You can also recall Livramento on a buyback option. There's also Billy Gilmore. There's also Levi Colwell, probably the best defender that this academy has ever produced. So we got ballers coming through. So we good, man. Don't worry about us. Worry about you, man, over there.
Daja RF says, Real Madrid will buy Kai. Don't worry about his high wages. No, Kai Havertz is not touching Real Madrid. Relax. Enjoy your victory. He's not touching your club. He's the future of Chelsea. Got to hear.
So
Selection.
can I just add quickly? Why are Real Madrid fans so quick to want to get rid of Benzema? Like, I'm seeing all this talk about obviously Mbappe. Yeah, you bring in Mbappe, that's great. Why do you want to now also bring in Mbappe and then Haaland or then Anna Havertz? Like, you have the best player in the world up front.
Haaland isn't going to Real Madrid because he doesn't fit there. Like, where does he fit? He doesn't fit to Real Madrid, bro.
I think Mbappe and Haaland together doesn't even really make sense for me. Like, it's got to be really one or the other in the modern era.
Selection, man. Thank you for the dope selection. I think we should really ask the question: would Chelsea be so willing to let go of their big talents so easily now, or keep them and save money? Will the academy be around the same with new people coming in?
That's true. That's a fair point.
For me, that's why it is.
There are going to be some structural changes going forward.
For sure.
That's a fact.
No. So one thing I've always said though is that I believe there will be more stability in terms of managers. That's the only positive I can see here. Everything else is up in the air. But the only positive is you're not going to get as trigger-happy a owner as Abramovich was. So Tuchel can at least have a bit of sustenance and stability. And a few years to now say what's up. Everything else is all up. It depends on who's coming in. Depends on who's coming in, how involved they want to be with the club, how not involved they want to play. Are they hands off? Are they hands on? So it's all dependent on who Boris Johnson and Queen Lazy choose, bro. Casey, why will players give up their high wages? They won't.
They're not going to.
No. They're not. Hence why Saul has to be. Let's go. Saul needs to go.
But that's why this sale is something, because the Chelsea have to find a way to pay the players' wages, and so the sale either has to go through, or they have to find another way.
Kotzuma's rich cat. Meow meow. After how much was this? How much was this cat even paid, man? That's why I wanted that. How much was he paid? Conor McGregor. I have experience.
You know what? After the analogy that I gave you, that might be double tonight.
That's good. That's dumb.
I gotta give it. That's funny.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. No, bro. It's funny. Like, I think because Usman Kamara, he was on Shannon Sharp's show doing an interview, and I think he was talking about Conor. Bro, do you know how funny that image is of Conor McGregor literally asleep? He was literally in the bed. He was literally asleep like this, like a baby. That is hilarious, bro. I don't know. Do you know how it is? How the hell is this guy the richest sports athlete in the world? How?
I mean,
he could talk a big game, and he backed up for a long time. That was the thing.
He did kind of popularize UFC in a way. He was kind of their flagship guy for a while. So.
Yeah, but to be richer than baseball guys, NBA guys, golf guys in a sport that's still growing.
Yeah, he was the flag of UFC.
But it was because he crossed over to boxing and then made that massive payday with Mayweather. That's what changed the game. That
Mayweather, that was the one. That was the one. That was the one. I forgot about that. That was the one. It was the Mayweather thing. Martin Rosales says, Chelsea. Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm not addressing that.
That needs to be a red card.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, I think that's okay, but that's definitely yellow. Do that again. I'm gonna give you a second yellow. Lauren Rout. It's the head that Nigerian hush puppies will bid for Chelsea from.
Oh God.
Now, I did hear. Did you hear about the Ghanaian businessman that wanted that puts in? He actually had a letter a 2 billion bid. Bro, I was hype, man. So support our African brothers, man. I was hype. Eden Andrews, Mike Ashley about to get Chelsea.
Oh my God.
Abdul, please. Abdul, talk to me about this whole thing, man. Abdul, talk to me.
Can you hear me, Chich? I was listening to you, but it's funny because
we've been speaking about this for a while now, and we always raise the question like, how far are they gonna go with it? Are they gonna boycott anything Russian? Anyone with links to Russia? Anybody with links to Putin? And how strong do their links have to be? You know what I mean? But it's interesting to see that. I think it's interesting to see how you're also being boycotted, like from brands now as well. Like brands are because brands they want to protect their name as well, and it's all about links. Like these brands, they don't want to be linked to anything that can hurt them, and especially not when they're paying you money as well. You know what I mean? But there's one thing I disagree with. Like I heard you were on the Football Terrace, right? And you said that Chelsea is it's an inelastic good, But I disagree with to a degree. Like there is some things that in football, when it comes to Chelsea, that are inelastic. I think the season tickets, that's inelastic. I think those will always be there. Like there'll always be those 20,000 ticket holders. The stadiums most likely will, for the most part, be full unless you get relegated, of course. Then I doubt it. But it's not true in regards to branding and sponsorship. Yes, if you're in the Premier League, you get pretty much the same amount of pay every season. But teams now, they make a lot of money from merchandise sales. From abroad, they make a lot of money from sponsorships. And, as you've already began to see, like some sponsors, they might not be interested to working with Chelsea because of the bad links. And
No, but Abdul, but just to clarify
that's not
my
an
point.
inelastic thing. That's elastic, bro.
Oh, no, but to clarify my point, when I said inelastic this is an anomaly. How likely was it that Putin was going to come and launch a full invasion on Ukraine? So this is a very specific thing that is now has harming the brand. So this is like a 0.1% of a chance of something like this happening, of a guy invading a country and launching like a full-on war in Europe. So, but by now, I mean, like in terms of the fan is always going to buy the tickets, win, lose, or draw. The performance of the club or so forth has no bearing on that person buying the jerseys, going to the stadiums on a global level. It isn't a trend of like, oh, well, it's now gone out of trend. Oh, well, people are not really into it.
But
They'll always be into football.
But that's why I disagree with you, because I think if Chelsea spent 3 years mid-table not challenging for trophies, I think your global fan base will be cut in half. Genuinely. I think your revenue from merchandise will be cut in half. Especially when you think about it, like Chelsea fans, let's be honest, 10 years ago, your fan base outside of England, it was nowhere as big as it is today. It wasn't. It just wasn't. And when a fan base when you grow a fan base very quickly, it can also go away very quickly. And let's be honest, like you've always been a big club in London, but I'm talking about the distant fans. Those distant fans with a lesser connection to the club. Those fans are not going to stick around if you're going to be shit for 10 years. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, but see, that's different. Like, again, you see, you're bringing in like a whole different factor. Yeah, that global fan, that's not the fan that I factor in. So what makes it inelastic? What makes it inelastic is a person who I've been supporting. My first memory was supporting Chelsea. This is linked into my father. This goes beyond football. This is actually my livelihood. That's global fan. Oh yeah, that's different. See, that's the Super League fan where, that's like the Juju man kind of fan.
Exactly.
Where they come in and out. See, the Juju man FG. Oh yeah, that is very elastic. But inelastic is Rory Jennings, is the guy that lives in Fulham or so forth. That's the inelastic.
100%. But I will say as well, like it depends on how strong the links are going to be, because even when Roman leaves the club, because he's eventually going to leave, we can all agree on that. How are you going to be viewed? Is that going to fix everything all of a sudden? Because from a brand perspective, you've still been owned by like Iran. Like Chelsea are still linked with Russia, even though you're not owned by Russia anymore. Your club has been built by a Russian. So it's all about links. Like how strong are these links? Are the links gonna disappear once Roman sells the club? You know what I mean? So that's, for me, when I look at it, it's tough to predict the future because there are so many uncertainties. So many uncertainties. Like I think everybody here, including Chelsea fans, they're expecting as soon as the club is sold, everything is going to be fixed in regards to your reputation. But let's be honest. Like, is a big brand gonna want to work with Chelsea in the next 2 years when you've been through this shit? I don't think so, bro. So there is a lot of uncertainty, bro, and I think it's gonna take
But
time.
say, Abdul, my thing though is Chelsea viewed as a thing that is linked to Russia and so forth, especially if Abramovich is moved. My view is that Chelsea is still viewed as an English Premier League asset, but mainly an English brand. But it is an English. Remember, Chelsea was not created by a Russian. It existed before Abramovich and it will exist afterwards. So my thing that it's existed well before Abramovich came through. So it wasn't built. The club was not actually the club
true,
wasn't created by a Russian, but it's
it is what it is
it's
today
most
because of it.
successful via him.
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying there's uncertainty. Like, it's tough to predict the future. But I think for Chelsea Football Club, I think HH, he has to, like, they have to sell the club sooner or later, bro. Like, it can't, like, the longer it takes, it will get ugly. It will get ugly. And especially, like, because for footballers, they want certainty, HH. They want certainty. Especially when you're talking about Rudiger. I think losing Rudiger in the summer would be disastrous for you guys, especially on a free transfer, because this guy, he's like become a fundamental piece in Tuchel's team. We can agree on that. You know what I mean? And I think for somebody like Rudiger, certainty is going to be really important if he's going to put pen to paper. And the whole finances situation, like, is going to be interesting to see, like, who are they going to sell the club to? Because I completely agree with whoever said, I think it was Red Devil, who said that they're most, like, you said it as well on the stream, like, these, like, the government aren't going to go sell them to some Saudis. They're just not. They're going to hope to sell it to some English guy who has links with the government, to some English billionaire, you know what I mean? And the one thing that you do have to say, HH, is that it's a real bargain. There's going to be a real bargain for Chelsea, bro. And I don't know if that's a good thing that people can buy you on the cheap, bro.
Bro, Abdul, if I, as Mike Ashley, was able to sell Newcastle for profit and then get Chelsea on the cheap, that's a dub.
No.
I think it
God
would be.
forbid.
I think it would
You
be.
know what?
Mike Ashley dub, man. That's gonna be a dub.
I actually disagree. You know what? I agree with everything that you said. Like, you made a lot of great points. I just think with somebody buying Chelsea on the cheap, I think that's actually a benefit for Chelsea in the long term, because again, whoever Chelsea get now isn't going to love the club as much as Roman. That's obvious. It's clear. And their main priority isn't going to be, oh, what success can Chelsea get? Can Chelsea do a quadruple, or can they win the league 3 years on the bounce? They don't really care about that. They just want to make profits. If you go and spend 3 billion on Chelsea, it's going to be more difficult to make that profit. But if the government now value Chelsea Football Club at, let's say, 800 million, then all of a sudden making profit isn't going to be as difficult. And that's important for Chelsea Football Club, who are going to need to, again, stay in competition with the likes of Man City and Liverpool in the transfer market, and also facilitate a new stadium, because Stamford Bridge needs to be either rebuilt or moved to a different area. So I think in terms of Chelsea being sold on the cheap, that will actually help in the long term, not having to have a new owner who's trying so hard to get back the money that they invested into the club.
Yeah, but forward, let me ask you a question, because I see it like this. You might see it in a different way, but the cheaper the club will be for a buyer to purchase you, the more likely you're going to end up with an owner who doesn't have a lot of money. The more expensive you are, the more likely you're going to end up with an owner with a lot of money. Because if you're going for like 800 million, you could be sold to a guy whose net worth is 2 billion. But if you're like being sold for 3 billion, like nobody with 3 billion is gonna come buy you because that's all they have. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, but again, I mean, this is funny because Chelsea was bought for like £1 back in the day by Ken Bates. Obviously, he wasn't a very rich businessman, but when Roman bought Chelsea for 140 million, which was quite cheap for a club that had just reached the Champions League, were consistently in the top 6 over the last 10 years, probably I think 7 or 8 years out of the last 10 prior to Roman buying us. So it's a bit different because you can still get Roman, who was a multi-billionaire, who bought the club for pennies by his standards. So I don't think that limits Chelsea Football Club because, yes, while you might buy us for cheap, let's say again, 800 million is relatively cheap in the market, you can still get somebody who has the money to facilitate what Chelsea Football Club is because we're an elite football club at this point, right? Like we're on the levels of the Real Madrid, the Bayerns, the Man United in terms of what it's going to take to spend in the market and all of these things.
Artist, Mission Mike.
The point I want to end with is that look, you're gonna get somebody who wants to invest, like managing Chelsea Football Club on a day-to-day basis with revenue, things behind the scenes, the new stadium, keeping the facilities up to date, modern. That's gonna take still a lot of money. So you're gonna get somebody who isn't just able to afford Chelsea. No, you're gonna get somebody who has a lot of money behind them. You're not gonna get somebody that only just because I can get Chelsea on a relatively cheap deal, I'm going to go step into the ring and put my hat forward. No, you're going to get somebody who still has a lot of money.
All right, so let me just wait, hold on. Yeah, because I need to come to Eddie, then I'll come back to you, Abdul, because I want Eddie to chime in. Whimsical Thought, thank you for the dub, says Dyson brand is one of the most famous household appliances. Yeah, so it's owned by a British having a net worth of more than 25 billion US dollars. Could he buy? Not if the UK can't benefit off of it. Whimsical, this is too good an opportunity for people to make a lot of money. Politicians are crooks, and there is no way that they're not going to use this as an amazing opportunity to try and find a consortium, not really an individual, but mainly a consortium or a group which they can benefit from under the table without anyone knowing. YSK, I've sent you the link, bro. So YSK, send in your chat. I've sent you the link. Larry Morale says, can't wait to see Chelsea on Storage Wars. Larry Morale, you will not be seeing Chelsea on Storage Wars, so relax and chill. We're going nowhere near Storage Wars. So Eddie, before I come to you, let me, because I found this, oopsie daisy, sorry. Yes, there we go. So I found this, this is the statements from 3. So hopefully you guys can see. So let me read it for you guys. Let me put you here like this. No, I should not put it here like this. So a 3 spokesman said, in light of the government's recently announced sanctions, we have requested Chelsea Football Club temporarily suspend our sponsorship of the club, including the removal of our brand from shirts and around the stadium until further notice. We recognize that this decision will impact the many Chelsea fans who follow their team passionately. However, we feel that given the circumstances, it's interesting, and the government sanction that is in place, now this is interesting, given this, that it is the right thing to do. Not what they were enforced for finances, the right thing to do. And this is the key one here. As a mobile network, the best way we can support the people of Ukraine is to ensure refugees arriving in the UK from the conflict and customers currently in Ukraine can stay connected. Wait, hold up. Are they trying to launch an advert? Wait. Let me just finish reading this. As a mobile network, the best we could support the people of Ukraine is to ensure refugees arriving in the UK from the conflict and customers currently in Ukraine can stay connected to the people who matter to them. Therefore, we are offering connectivity packages to all Ukrainians arriving in the UK and those in Ukraine. And while you have that package, you will be also charged 3 billion afterwards.
It's a shameless world, man. Any chance you get to promote your business, people take it, bro.
I can't believe they bloody did that. But Eddie, talk to me, man. And especially in that statement, talk to me.
Right. Let's start with that statement, man. Three are a bunch of frauds, man. Nah, they're a bunch of frauds, bro. Like, come on. Jumping on, you're the main kit sponsor for a club, and you step aside because of this. And then you see it in the statement. it's all I don't know. Well, I don't know anything about three out here in Australia, so I don't know how relevant they are back there. But it sounds like a business that's not relevant and trying to put themselves
Oh no,
in the
they're not
right.
very good. Like I think what's it called? RDS and Ford can tell you like the top ones are O2, EE, and Vodafone. Really, O2 and EE. Three are not. They're not many people have three.
Nah, man, it makes sense to why they'll do something like this because I mean I saw all these madness happening last night, and I was just like, bro, let me go sleep first, man. Let me sleep on this and then gather my thoughts this morning. But to me, I don't know if you guys have touched on this, but it just sounds like there's a whole, heap of snitching going on. Because the way I see it is Abramovich has refused to sell to some American and UK potential buyers. And these people are then putting pressure on the government to do something about it. Because if you look at his statement last week, and if you look at what's been going on, there's been rumors of Saudi buyers and potential Arab buyers coming into Chelsea.
Oh no, wait, Eddie. Eddie, you hit a nail on the head, Eddie.
Yo,
no, because see, Eddie, why didn't you seize the assets initially?
exactly.
What took you so long to see? Because for me, yeah, that's why. Is it like it's no? Just see. As soon as this thing happened, seize the assets immediately and force him. Why did it take you so long to seize these assets?
Because if you see,
Eddie, it's because I think they had to verify the connections of a Roman with the Putin regime. I think.
No, but hold on. That's BS, man. Get out of here. Because if you look at the statement,
Also,
Roman before
lawyers though, man, as well.
before all this, Roman saw this coming, which is why what did he do? First of all, he gave away the stewardship of Chelsea to who? The trustees. So they're no longer connected to him because he saw something like this coming, and if the club was linked to him, he knew there'll be sanctions. So he passed that on previously. But now it just sounds like I think Ford's mentioned it that the government are trying to make him tap out and sell to whoever, wherever, whenever, and get this resolved. Because when it came out, look, let's be honest, Chelsea are gonna make signings in the summer. They're still gonna do business in the near future. But all this just sounds like a scheme to make Roman sell the club to whoever because it's like, yo, you've got X and X willing to buy the club. Roman wants to sell to someone who will take care of the club. It's clear from what his actions are and what he's done so far. But for me now,
but
it's just like
also someone that he also wants to gain money for the club. That's the key thing. So he wants he wants to sell to gain the club, but like he also ideally wants to get his money back, and ideally someone who he knows, because obviously if he knows that particular person, it potentially means that his assets might be with that person. That's why the UK government are coming in and saying, listen, hang on a minute, we can't have you selling the club to a bestie to hide certain assets away that we can't get a hold of, which may potentially, via your connection with Evran, that still shared company that you have, maybe going supporting the Ukrainian Russian war efforts. So that's the key issue, Eddie.
look, how can they prove that or how can they verify that? Because
they've already verified it, Eddie, man. Come on, like don't do that,
but
man.
As far as we know, he's about to sell his club. He's about to sell the club to someone else. How are you still connecting him to whoever's going to buy it?
What do you mean?
You're saying is he wants to sell the club to someone he owns, he knows, and still becomes an asset of his or something like that.
Yes.
How can they prove that?
What do you mean? How can they prove that? They have to. These clubs aren't. Bro, Eddie, you don't just go and like, oh right, I'm gonna pick some guy and I sell the club to, and that's it. These things go through processes. So they have to look at the potential person who's getting it. They have to look at his background. They have to look at where the money is going to. Like it's not. This whole thing isn't being run by Abramovich. Like it'll be scrutinized heavily.
It was going to be scrutinized anyways by the Premier League. Isn't there a review process for whoever is buying a club?
Yes, of course. But
so why the hell are the government trying to get involved?
But this is obviously a different circumstance because with obviously other companies, in the case of, let's say, Newcastle case, for example. Okay, yeah, Mike Ashley bought the club from the Saudis. Fine, okay, but
the revenue is obviously went straight towards Mike Ashley. It didn't go to anyone else. So clearly, the UK government needs to be sure that if Roman Abramovich is going to sell the club, that any sale or that was going to come from the sale of Chelsea Football Club, that nothing can be tied back to Roman. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah, that has nothing to do with potential buyers. Though. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about where the money is going as opposed to who's buying the club.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question just quickly?
All right. Okay.
Do you guys think that Chelsea should give away free tickets to fill up the stadiums since they can't sell? No, it's a serious question.
Eddie, what were you saying?
No, it's a serious question.
What were you saying?
It's a serious question.
Eddie,
Like, would you rather put
Eddie,
it half-
ignore him. Eddie, ignore him. Eddie, carry on what you're saying. I'll meet him, Dora. I'll meet him.
Look, like I said, man, it just sounds like someone's willing to. I mean, I think again, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but since the news has come out, there's only 2 or 3 buyers who are still interested in buying the club, and the Americans and UK consortiums or whatever you call it. So, man, it just sounds like a whole lot of snitchings going on, man. And this ain't pretty. So, but I reckon give it a week or 2, it'll be resolved. Chelsea will have a new owners. Just prepare for pain because I think he'll be most likely American. And yeah.
So Eddie, you don't think about the English angle of like guys wanting to make some money, keep it in house, give it to an English UK consultant so you can make some money on the side for the government to do it.
Bro, whoever it is, it's gonna be paying for Chelsea. That's all I can say right now because that Arab money is not coming near Chelsea anytime soon, man. We're not sniffing that Arab money. So
Eddie, you can become a Newcastle fan, man. That's a possibility.
Get out of here, man, please.
Eddie. No. So hold up. So your boy Selection says facts. Selling cheap is better. It leaves a bigger margin to spend. 3 billion is hefty, especially now. It's be difficult for anyone to do more than the minimum after spending 3 billion. It's a lot.
Yeah.
For who? 3 billion for Bezos. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like in Selection, you misunderstood what I said. The cheaper you sell something, the more likely you're going to end up with a buyer who doesn't have that much money.
That much money. Yeah.
So if you sell something for 10 billion, most likely somebody with 100 billion is going to buy it. You know what I mean? Or 50 billion.
Well, you see,
really.
you never no. You never know because how much did
I'd say most likely.
No, because again, Abramovich got thingy off Ken Bates for like a few hundred mil. Wasn't it like 160 or something? Got it off.
Yeah, and how much was his net worth? How much was the Roman worth?
Yeah, but it depends on obviously where they get money from. So,
yeah, but
for
bro,
example,
like 300 million back then is like $1 billion.
The Glazers bought United for 800 million, but the money that they got to buy it was loaned, it was borrowed, it was back. It was the revenue. So, depending on where the source, no, it's a serious point. Like whoever comes in to buy Chelsea Football Club, you have to ask the question: where's their money coming from? How they're going to buy Chelsea Football Club? Are they buying as part of a consortium with multiple different billionaires or contributing? So it's actually going to be run as almost like a conglomerate of different people. Are they getting the money from like say a bank, like American banks? So they're actually going to buy Chelsea Football Club. They're actually going to put new debt onto Chelsea Football Club, which will mean that they'll limit their spending. So it's not. There's essentially what I'm saying is there are many ways to buy Chelsea Football Club that don't involve someone's own net personal wealth. That's just what I'm saying.
That's why I say there's pain coming because Chelsea are a self-sustaining club at the moment. Anyone who gets their hands on Chelsea can actually pay using the club itself. All they have to do is pay the initial payments because Chelsea generate money in its own. So without a sell cheap, no one's gonna pay 2.5 billion straight away. I mean, no one's got that kind of money floating around.
So guys, get those likes up, guys. Get those likes up, man. Hit those likes, man. Like and subscribe. Come on, support your boy. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit those likes, mods. Get me those likes. Get me those likes, man. Unknown, the Packers fan. Will Chelsea fall apart after this season? How so? Why? Mr. Green Paper guy, there is no reason to. It's just people overreacting, bro.
No, but
So
don't you
fall
think
apart
the
and get relegated.
uncertainty will have an influence?
Abdul, worry about
But the
Galatasaray.
thing is, people
Abdul, worry
talk about
about
this
Galatasaray. Worry
uncertainty.
about
Like, the thing is,
Galatasaray.
people keep talking about, oh, there's uncertainty, it's going to be unrest. How are the Chelsea players going to focus? Since all of this news came to light, we played a League Cup final against Liverpool. And while in terrible form in terms of our performances, we played a great game. We played a great 120 minutes. Lost on penalties, it can happen, but we played a great game. Since then, we've won every single game, despite the fact that some new news has broke, which has been an incredible headline, has broke on every single match day ever since the Liverpool game. On a Palace game, there was something crazy that came out. The game before against, I think, Lille, something else crazy came out. If it's not Lukaku, then it's something crazy with Roman that's coming out. That's just meant to distract these players, in quotation marks, distract these players. But we always perform, so I don't think there's that much of a distraction for the players on the pitch. It's going to be a huge news story for the summer in terms of who can Chelsea sign. Rudiger's going to go, these players are going to go, this, that, the other. But it's not that big of a distraction to these players. These are elite footballers who have been playing at the highest level for many years now. Champions League winners, World Cup winners.
Do you think you will do business forward? Do you think you will do business in the summer, like good business? Like, do you think you would be able to get those targets that you had your eyes set on, like back in January?
There's two parts to that, because good business is dependent on the actual recruitment team, which is headed by Marina, guys like Lolichon, who's done terrible business in the past. So that's not even to do with the money. In terms of actually identifying the right talent and bringing them in, that's different. So I don't know. I can't speak on that. In terms of how the money is going to be spent, I think we're certainly entering into a new era, which is going to be the post-Roman era. So the money being spent will be different. I don't think it's going to be like all of a sudden going to be turned into Brighton and not spend any money. Like, we're still going to spend. But obviously, I don't think it'll be as frivolous as the Roman money, which is where I got to come back to the point of recruitment is key. Because we can't afford to spend 70 million on Morata and have it fail, then go and spend 55 on Werner and have it fail, then go and spend 100 on Lukaku and have it failing.
Yeah,
I don't think we can do that anymore. And that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, that's true.
Great point, man. And again, let me reiterate this. Timo Werner needs to be dropped inside an ocean as soon as possible.
Also, and that same ocean, and also that same ocean, throw Saul in there. Throw Saul niggas in there right now.
Yo, respect Saul, man. Respect Saul.
He's a bum.
What's it called? The Undisputed says, rest in peace, Chelsea FC, 03 to 2022, Burnley with money. Undisputed, I know you love
that's a good point, bro. That's a good description.
Unfortunately, I know, yeah, but Abdul, it's actually not going to happen. So the description is actually garbage.
You're going to sign Tarkovsky now.
Burnley are trash. Chelsea will never go anywhere near Burnley level.
Chris Wood is a good striker, man.
I'm so sorry. It's never happened. Relax. Never happened.
Sorry. I got to comment. There's a few misconceptions. First of all, Abdul, Chris Wood is at Newcastle.
He's at Newcastle.
He's at Newcastle.
Well said,
secondly, people talk about Chelsea are going to go back to the pre-Roman days where they were a mid-table club. All this nonsense. For a start, Chelsea before Roman, we beat Liverpool on the last day of the season to clinch Champions League football, which is why Roman decided to buy us. So get your facts right. Before then, in the last 10 seasons before Roman came, we finished in the top 6.
Forward.
Can I 7 of the last previous
Let me
10
ask you a question
seasons.
then. I heard what you said. When was the last time you won a league title before Roman? I heard it was like in the 50s, right?
In the, I believe, 1960 something or whatever.
Of what relevance is that? Abdul, of what relevance is that?
Yeah.
What relevance is that, Abdul?
Back then, Queen Lizzie, like she was banging hard, bro.
Are we doing this? Are we really doing this?
Oh my god! That's a red card, right?
Isn't that your second yellow? I think that's your second yellow, Abdul.
That's a professional foul, you know.
That's your second yellow.
Okay. I rescind whatever the yellow that was, and that's right there is a yellow. That's right there, because no one disrespects Queen Lizzie here, bro. No one disrespects Queen Lizzie.
But yeah, just to end the point, look, nobody was saying that Chelsea were the Man United in the 90s, or we were a super club. We weren't a super club, but we weren't a mid-table club. We were probably a better version of Tottenham.
Bro,
we actually won trophies.
No, we actually were winning trophies. I was there. What's it called? Chelsea against Stuttgart, Cup Winners' Cup final, where Zola scored the winning goal and we won the Cup Winners' Cup in the late 90s. Yes. Okay, I was there. I remember what that happened. And also, Mark Hughes scored the winning goal in the semi-final. So Chelsea have been winning trophies before Abramovich. And what's it called? Di Matteo. I think Hulis was the manager when Di Matteo scored the winning goal against Aston Villa. Yeah. So Chelsea were winning trophies before Abramovich, bro.
even don't forget, Gus Poyet scoring a winner in a Winners' Cup final against Real Madrid. Big Real Madrid. Chelsea beat in a final. Again, more European trophies before Roman than Arsenal and Tottenham combined.
Thank you.
Man can talk about Chelsea going to go back to that era. That era is still more successful than current Arsenal and Tottenham. So
yeah, so basically, Chelsea have always been winning trophies, but before Abramovich, always been winning trophies. Casey says a bidding war will start. It will go for 2 billion plus. I think there may be an appearance of a bidding war, but I think the governments already have who they want. Bro, they can choose who they want, bro. Chelsea is at the behest of Queen Lizzie. So bid all you want. We'll choose whoever the heck we want to give the freaking club to, man. That's the thing. Whimsical Philmont, thank you for the door, Whimsical, bro. Football changed. We have less superstars than before. So new elastic fans are coming in solely because of how successful the club is. Unlike how Hope came in due to Zola, or a United fan due to Beckham, or Barca fan due to Ronaldinho. And
that's a really good point, HJ.
Oh, no. It's a great point. But now, numbers. What is the number of the new fan and the original fan? Because you see, Man City, you have more fringe fans than real fans. Let's keep it real. A lot of fans that support Man City support him because of Pep.
Like empty.
Yeah, like empty. Yeah, bro, if Pep leaves and City are now like mid-table, empty is done. Empty will burn. He will burn his City's jerseys at the stake.
Empty admitted like he joined a post. Bro,
it's like PSG, bro. If PSG, because I'm not hearing that's what's called PSG want to get rid of Neymar and so forth. When Mbappe leaves, when Neymar leaves, and when Messi is playing with Eiffel Jr. and je ne sais quoi, so forth and so forth, guys be like, Messi, it's cool, but I'm not supporting a 45-year-old Messi who scores 1 goal every 80 Uber Eats games. So they're going to lose their French fans. So the thing with Chelsea is, here's the thing about Chelsea. What is the ratio of the guys before Bram and how many guys came with Bram?
40-60, bro.
So you're saying 60 are fringe and 40 are...
Yeah, 60 fringe, HH. I'm telling you, if you go 5 years without a trophy, you're going to it's going to be the wild desert, bro. Like Chelsea fans, you're going to see them once a year, bro.
But when you say that, but right now, I mean, we have a fan here who's experiencing this club going 5 years without a trophy. RDS. Oh, did he just leave? Oh no, so he's still here.
No. That was YSK. I'm Bricknet.
Oh, another Man United fan, actually, funnily enough. But RDS, your team's just gone 5 years without a trophy. How's the desert, bro? Is it warm?
But there's a reason why he named himself Magpie Studios, bro.
No. He is the epitome of fringe. He had to create a separate personality because United are having a bad run of games.
Abdul has a point. He has a point.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
I need to address the point. First and foremost, Ford, you shouldn't speak that way to potential new owner of your football club. Okay, so just relax. just relax. Is what I'm saying. So I am going to be a good owner when I come down. The second thing is addressing actually what Whimsical Ford's comment actually about the Ford. I was actually going to say that Chelsea Football Club, I think, are probably a bit different in a sense because they've got at least a few generations of Chelsea fans globally. Because all this is just about the duration of success, as opposed to necessarily the success itself. The likes of Liverpool, United, Madrid, etc., because their success has had a longer duration, you obviously have more generations of people that were alive that would obviously carry that onward. Now, Perez, to be fair, did say that there's a lot less young people now coming into football. Whether you agree with him or not, in terms of watching duration time and stuff like that, and to be fair, the numbers do say that. So the young people that are coming to football, they're coming in to support the registered superstars, etc. So what I'm saying is that what you'll probably see going forward is that the existing fans from football clubs that are already there, like Chelsea, like Arsenal, like United, like Barcelona, Real Madrid, those fans are still going to be there, and they're still going to continue to support the club. I don't necessarily think you're going to see as many young fans coming into the game as previous, and so essentially what I'm trying to say is that I don't think this is that the lack of the lack of Chelsea fans coming into the club because of the sell or whatever. I don't think that's going to be an issue going forward, because you have at least several generations of Chelsea fans that can carry the club forward. Does that make sense? I know word twisted there, but yeah, that's
no. And also, Abdul, I can use myself as an example. Again, when I began to follow Chelsea, I was living in Nigeria. Like I was going to school in Nigeria, so I was fully living in Nigeria. Only back of I was fully living in Nigeria, so you could call me like a global fan. And Chelsea were not as, because the most successful team at that time was United and Newcastle.
So what made you like
Zola.
Chelsea when you were in
Zola.
Nigeria?
Like Zola, because Zola was my favorite player, and because he was my favorite player, I was like, oh, I'm going to follow Chelsea because I like Zola so much. So there are various reasons why people follow guys. Now, my older brother could say, oh, he was a glory hunter, but no, my brother's favorite player was Cantona, and because his favorite player was Cantona, he followed United. My favorite player was Zola, so I followed Chelsea. So there are various reasons now. And remember, I am of a kid from the 90s. So now, the kids from now, it's maybe a little bit different and so forth, because you have a lot more successful teams. And I think you now have, remember this, back in the day, Abramovich, Schickman, so these guys didn't exist. Like there was nothing known as the big time owner.
He was saying HH. That's what he said. He said you said Zola, but nowadays, like HH, are you telling me somebody's gonna become a Chelsea fan because of Mason Mount or Lukaku, bro? No, it's because of the club success. You know what I mean?
They may have. They may.
No. Actually, no. No. We're not comparing Zola to freaking Mason Mount and thing else. Like that's we're not doing that. No. But Abdul, for instance, like a kid could follow Atletico because of João Felix. Again, what was it called? I think on the terrace there's okay, well, chick is the wrong term. There's a female. Okay, there's a woman.
Damn, bro.
Okay, there's a lady who basically they don't know the hashtag means. Basically, there's a lady who follows Atletico Madrid because she fancies Fernando Torres. Now, you can say that reason is whatever and so forth, but a reason for following Atletico, who are not as big as Real or Barca, is because she likes Fernando Torres. So there are more reasons, call it obscure reasons, why somebody will follow a club beyond just, hey, they won most trophies. Those fringe guys exist, but there are also different reasons why a guy, and most of the time it's because of a player, and because of their particular attachment to that player, they will follow that club. Now, here's the thing, though, because I need to go to some supers. You will have a split. So you will have a guy like FG who, when that player leaves, I'm following that player. But you have other guys who, oh, this player introduced me into this team, and I'm not going to ride with this team. So for me, Zola introduced me into Chelsea, but then I did follow Zola when he was like, oh, Chelsea, I'm going to now ride with Chelsea and so forth. But FG would follow Zola wherever he went to.
But Zola was at the end of his career when he left. What if he was in his prime?
What do you mean if he was in his prime?
No, I'm saying like the reason you supported Chelsea was because of Zola.
Yeah.
Zola left Chelsea and I think he went to Parma.
Yeah.
At the end, but he was like 35 or something like he was finished.
Okay.
So it almost made sense that I wouldn't go to Parma. Whereas most of the people I find on Twitter or the timeline who support Chelsea, they don't even have a real memory of like the Drogba, Lampard, Terry, Cech, Cole era. They're Hazard guys. And some of them, when Hazard left, because he was still thereabout in his prime, they went to Real Madrid. So
are they still like, Madrid fans, Daniel?
Say again?
No, I'm saying you said that the Hazard fans went to Real Madrid.
I'm like, are they still Real Madrid fans? Exodus.
Artists, can you mute your mic? Artists, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you.
Are they still supporting Hazard?
It wasn't a mass exodus in that way.
Daniel, ignore what this guy is saying, please. Thank you.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Good.
But it's like, I wonder if you would have been as loyal to Chelsea if Zola wasn't at the end if he was in the middle and he left. You know.
Yeah, no, true. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Let me bring this down. Selection says it's who you know, not what you know. Chelsea will find, especially if the next owner is a connected individual. Connects is more important than money. True, but again, it's like my thing though is you're talking about a good best case scenario. Again, I'm one of those guys that I'm a glass half empty dude. So I'm a pessimist in my chance. So I'm preparing for the worst case scenario. That's Queen Lizzie and King Richard III and Winston Churchill are going to just pick.
Abdul,
have you guys discussed the worst possible scenario?
I honestly hope that you end up with the most horrific owner. Like,
and no, hold up. And Abdul, why?
Because I hate Chelsea with a passion, bro. Like, I want to see you guys like go on. I want to see you guys go up in flames. You know,
they have Boris's number, so he's mad, bro.
Bro, 2012 hurt too much, bro.
It's never gonna happen, man. Sage, I'm not gonna.
Oh wow.
Hey Baldy, my nephew told me. Okay, you know what? Thank you
That's
for that,
man.
bro. Thank you. Now, YSK Jackson, why are you here, bro? Why are you here? Oh, good. His mic is not working. YSK Jackson. Going
He's
once,
preparing the receipt, bro.
going
I'm
twice,
weird, bro.
He's getting
going
the receipt
3
ready.
times.
He's
Thank
getting
the
the
Lord.
receipt.
Now,
YSK,
Daniel,
come on,
the
come
mic
on,
is
please.
yours. The mic is yours. YSK, I'm not going to unmute your crap so you can keep your bum ass receipt to yourself.
You know, I was just reading the timeline, which is dangerous to get news from the timeline these days. You don't really know what to believe. But someone said something that I thought maybe I should bring this to the panel. I don't know if you guys have discussed how bad this could get, but in the original thing that was going on like a week ago, but before these sanctions dropped, the idea was Abramovich was going to sell the club, and whatever profits on top of the debt that basically he's owed, he would take that money and donate it to Ukraine.
Yeah.
So let's say Chelsea are in 1.5 billion pounds of debt. If Chelsea were sold for 2 billion pounds, he would take 1.5 and give £500,000 to the Ukraine effort. These sanctions, though, mean that you would have to sell the club, and he would not receive the 1.5 billion pounds that he's owed. So basically, to get the club off his hands, he would have to take a 1.5 billion L. That, for me, I don't think he's now. Obviously, I don't know how much money he's worth, like 7, 8, 9 billion. Maybe 1.5 is something he can eat. I don't think you make that much money by just giving up 1.5 bill. Like that's beyond the pale, I think.
No, but my thing, what's his choice? He's backed into a
this is
corner,
like the choice is you just don't sell. And if you don't sell, I think Chelsea could go into administration.
Yeah, they'll go into administration if doesn't
because he can't provide money. So it's like, how much money can Chelsea generate, and can that sustain the wage bill?
Chelsea's wage bill is about, I think, 28 million a week.
It's around 30 million pounds a month. Now Chelsea might be able to make that.
Maybe. No, you can't, bro. Like, your wage bill is over your revenue, apparently.
Is it?
Yeah, that's why Roman has to pump in money every year. Like Chelsea, I don't know if people realize this, but no clubs, like very few clubs, are actually profitable. Most clubs make losses every year. The thing that makes football clubs so attractive is the appreciation over time. You know what I mean?
Here's part of it. Like, Chelsea's squad couldn't be as strong in the sense of, like, you're not going to be able to afford, just high wage players who are on the bench. I feel like they could work around it to where you could still maintain a relatively competitive squad and doing a few cutbacks. But the problem, like, you can't release anybody according to these regulations. You can't sign anybody.
Yeah.
So like the regulations, and this is up until May 31st, I think, and then they can renew the license or whatever it is. But like the sanctions here are so punitive against the club that it's like I think they'll be okay, even if he digs his heels in and he just doesn't take the L. But there is that chance that he could just like, no, I'm not going to give up £1.5 billion. Like, why would I do that?
Also, Daniel, they can change the deadline as they see fit. It's not a fixed deadline.
Yeah,
It's
I read that as
quite,
well.
quite flexible. Exactly.
No, but my thing though is, see, nobody knows what. See, the crazy thing is that nobody knows what Abramovich can do. See, on one hand, you can say, as Daniel just says, bro, 1.3 billion? No, that's too much. Hell no. But on the other side is, he's worth more than that. He's worth more than that. Like this because we don't know how. Because see, when you're dealing with Russia, Eastern Europe, and that guy, this guy has a lot of money, and that guy probably can write off 1.3 billion based on just how deep his pockets truly are.
This is
so you can look at it in two ways.
This is where we test his whole. I didn't get into this for the money. I just wanted to do it for the passion. I really love the club. It's been a great joy of my life to be a part of the Chelsea story. Okay, we hear you. We read the words, but are you willing to put your money where your mouth is? And 1.5 is a lot of money to put where your mouth is. So to me, it seems like Chelsea are fucked because I don't think. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. Chelsea are screwed because I can't see somebody writing off 1.5 billion, even if they're worth 100. Like it's just it feels like too much money, or you're making me bow to you too much, and pride has to come into this at some stage. So maybe you just wait it out, and hopefully, like the Chelsea fans who live in the area can, like, I don't know, talk to their Congress people or parliamentarians, whatever you guys call them. MPs, and they can work something out. But
Daniel, people already outside collecting funds. People already starting to sort of
relax.
relax.
Martin Rosario says on Abdul's comments shading CFC. Ooh, Martin, you support a club that literally fixed matches. So what he's saying?
He's not saying ooh. It's oh.
Casey says Chelsea has the same number of relegations as leagues. That's cap. And also Casey,
I think that might be true.
Oh dear.
It's cap.
They've won 6 leagues.
Casey, Chelsea are still the legitimate
6
CL
leagues and 6 relegations.
winners. Yeah. Chelsea are still the legitimate Champions League winners because you can't win the Champions League without having away goals. So there you go, bro. Thank you. Now Abdul, I don't know how to. I'm going to just bring this up, and I want you just to view it. So I don't know what this is about.
No. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is your Queen Lizzie comment, was it?
Undisputed. He's a funny guy, but sometimes he can be a little strange, But shout out Undisputed, man. Although I do call him Disputed nowadays.
Okay, we're supposed to. LSK Jackson, is your mic working then? The heck? Wait,
he's such a troll, bro.
Don't be a brick. Don't be a brick. Wow, see, guys, this is what it's come down to now. This one coming out. This guy's muting me now.
No, I was trying to unmute you, but now thinking about it, I actually want to mute you now.
Good enough argument.
Well, see, that's the thing.
I knew it.
Have to, because unlike this hater freaking called Mike Asher, that hater called Zeman Weiske, it's like, people, you're so stupid. Roman Abramovich is going to vet all the owners. He's not going to allow Chelsea to fall into the wrong hands. So he's going to ensure that the right owner takes over. So this was just like, it gets sold to anybody. Abramovich has to accept the owner. He doesn't have time. There's no reason why Boris Johnson, whenever he gets asked questions about, he can be on team. He hasn't said anything. Waske, maybe you're living in like the middle of the age or something, but Waske, we're in 2022. There's a thing called the internet. And
it's still time still exists, right? Time still exists. So the whole thing is he has to get rid of his assets as quick as possible.
Yeah, what's the
You have to think. Yeah.
How's that got to do with his freedom? So what? You can't give me five.
You guys are missing him. I mean,
You just give me 5 this every. I don't want to overreact. Because you should not be reactionary. But as the kids say, things are peak.
That's
Yeah, man. I'm sorry.
Streets, I want that hashtag. It's peak.
Hashtag it's peak. Get it trending,
It's
man.
peak. It's peak.
No. Because obviously, like Ford is obviously younger than me, so I stole that from Ford because Ford WhatsApp saying, "Yo, it's peak." I was like, oh, "Okay, it's just what the kids are saying."
Nah, it really is, man. It really... I can't believe this. You know, that's the
It's
first thing I saw.
right
I was literally the first thing I saw this morning. Because the first notification I saw, and I thought somebody was clowning because this could, like, obviously I don't think it will get to that point of like admin and everything. Because that whole thing is just crazy if it reaches that point. But Bram right now is doing Chelsea a disservice, bro. Like he needs to let go because I'm not saying relegation is a possibility, but I've seen like teams do much less and get punished a lot more. So it's a weird situation. I'm just saying, man. London Blues might be a real thing come within the next three to 5 years, bro. The London Blues thing might actually be a real thing because away fans are completely banned, right? Away fans are completely gone
Temporarily.
And I believe Mendy is still stuck on 50k a week because. there's no one else. There's gonna be no one else. That poor guy, man.
Best goalkeeper in the world, like on pennies, man. Jeez.
I'm pretty sure there's academy players on more.
What's man? You better watch your mouth.
You're sick, man. You're sick.
No, it's who's the highest paid player?
Hold on. Here. If he's stuck on 50k because
yeah, man, it actually is peak, man, because I can't believe the quote unquote best goalkeeper in the world is on 50k a week, and he might be stuck on that wage. Because when does this contract expire? Do you know? When does it end?
It was
25 or 26, maybe.
Yeah, it was 4
Goodness me! Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, bro. I don't know how many players. Obviously, Rudiger's contract is already finished, and Christensen's pretty much gone. Who else is like on the verge of leaving? Asby's another one.
We were looking to re-sign him, but obviously
how long is Silva's contract?
He's already re-signed Silva in January.
1 year extension,
till next year.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, man. I don't know who's gonna buy you, because, bro, the thing is, there's very rich people want to stay rich, bro. Like they don't want to lose money. These dudes are in debt. Like I don't think Bram can clear because he said he's not gonna ask for that money back, right? That's what he said initially. But now because they've stopped it, frozen everything, he can't actually do anything with it. So whoever comes in is gonna be, how much is it? 2 billion or like 1 point something billion down. So whoever it is that ends up taking over, they have a lot.
That's a lot of money off the wage bill, though.
Is Drinkwater done?
Ramen, Emerson.
Oh yes.
Musonda, Salter, Broja, maybe.
You're taking cant off the wage bill as well. Jeez, man.
Yeah, but like,
relax, RDS, relax.
Wow, can't wait.
That's what Kant said there. I was like, is he
Relax,
Conte has a
Waski,
season
Waski,
ahead.
don't you dare.
Wow,
Waski, don't you dare.
It's
Waski,
funny
not
actually because
happening.
United need a DM. It's funny.
Yeah,
How
good.
many-
Keep
how many-
needing it. Wait.
how many
Waski, how's that my
Arsenal-
concern? You need a DM. Why is that my concern?
Wait,
How's that
you
my
know,
concern?
United need a DM. We need to sell some players. How about Saul?
Saul's
No,
Saul's
going
gone
back.
Saul's not even
No,
on-
I
Yeah.
think he's I think he's a wing back now, so it's okay. Who else is there? Isn't Rudiger? Rudiger can come through as well, man. We can.
He's not going to your bum ass club, man. He's not
No,
going to
we
play
can,
Conference League,
bro. We can whip up a contract.
Yeah,
It is
come
what it
on.
is. Yeah.
What, to play a Conference League, bro? Come on, man. Respect Rudiger, man.
Forward. I'd watch
Isn't
him out.
Rudiger
bro.
out of contract?
If that point deduction happens, you
Rudiger
might
is
actually
going
end up in
Madrid,
conference.
man.
Yeah, Rudiger is out of contract, man.
Yeah, he's going
Yeah, he's
Madrid.
out of
You can go
contract.
to
And Christensen is going to
Europe. Why
Barcelona.
would you want to go to a team that's playing?
And
Conference
Saul
League?
is on loan, by the way. He's not even in
He's
Chelsea.
not.
He's
Yeah,
on
it's
loan.
not. Yeah, so
Yeah, he's a
he
lot.
can go back.
The main,
Oh, then United can have Bakayoko instead. Then that's fine.
Well, can I ask a question?
The main
The
thing is
players that are on loan, can they come back to
players on
Chelsea?
the highest wages.
Yeah, they
so
can. They
Yeah,
can
the
come
loans will
back.
come back. The loans will.
Wait,
come
how much is Tim's on?
He's on, I think, 300.
He's at the top of the list.
350
Yeah.
something.
350.
360 actually. Yeah.
Oh, thanks
Wait.
for the correction.
Wait, so is Tim's the biggest asset?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2026.
No,
was
Waski,
the-
which is why I said that. Why didn't Boris and Queen
Oh,
Lizzie
my
seize
God.
Lukaku?
Seize
That's the biggest
Lukaku.
asset. Seize Lukaku's season.
Maybe they intend to. Maybe it's a
Seize
step process, you know. So they'll seize
But
him later.
ironically, Chelsea have only
Yeah,
paid
see this
18.7 million of the 97 million. So the rest of that money is right now frozen. So
Damn.
Yeah,
So
they-
Inter's the one that's
Frozen with Ronaldo, man.
yeah. So Inter are still waiting on that money, which is peak.
Well, it's okay, man. You look at the best academy in the world. That's what I've been told as well now. So it's okay.
You see, my thing is that anybody that comes in, get that freaking dude Timo off. How is this guy the third
Which
best
is-
paid
This is
player
this is
in
so
this
unfair on Timo. Turbo Timo, man. This is he. Bro,
HH.
what does this guy need to do?
How
Like,
is he the third best paid player in this whole thing, man? How?
I mean,
wait, how?
look at the top
Bro,
six.
no, look at the top 10.
six players.
Wait,
Like,
Yeah,
how
look at the
far?
top 10. How
how
many of them
far-
actually start for Chelsea?
Exactly.
How far down? How far
One,
down? How far down had you have to scroll down to
three,
find Mendy?
four,
How
four.
far? How far down? you have to scroll down?
Mendy's like bottom 10.
Bro,
Danny
Drinkwater.
Drinkwater.
Oh my god.
Danny Drinkwater's on more than Thiago's. Like, you're stuck.
Drink- Drinkwater could have
No,
left.
okay,
but
okay,
he's
okay,
on-
no, well,
he's-
hold, no,
he's-
okay, no, well,
Let's speak,
hold,
man.
okay, no. See,
How is-
we're not
how is
doing this.
Tammy
We're
ahead
not
of
doing
Mendy?
this. You see, we're not doing that. See,
So
this is not what we're
basically,
not doing.
The top 11
no, no.
players at Chelsea.
I'm not
don't
having
play
Edwin.
for
No.
Chelsea. Right.
Edwin
Wait,
Mendy
what the
is
hell is a
getting
Nathan
paid less
Baxter?
than Baba Rahman, Emerson Palmieri,
Wait, who's a Nathan?
and
Baxter?
also he's only just a bit more. Bro, his
G.
money is comparable to Billy Gilmore.
Billy
Why
Gilmore's
is
getting
Bro, Graham on this
Nathan
list? I
Baxter,
thought he
bro.
left.
I don't know which team that. I'm guessing the reserves
What is
or the
this?
under 23s. Bro, there's only $1 million away from Nathan Baxter, bro.
So no. Someone has to suffer for this man. Someone has to suffer for this man. This is sick.
Jeez,
This
man.
is sick. This is sick.
Marina, man. But hey, she's got a Ballon d'Or, man. She's got a Ballon d'Or.
HH.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are the Saudis coming?
Oh god, man.
Gatlo you missed the YSK receipt where there was clarification about that.
So no Saudis are coming. Really?
Do you
Okay.
guys think the British
Right,
government
so basically,
would
Chelsea
allow
won
the
0
Saudis
Premier League
to go?
titles and 0 CLs,
Daniel,
and now when they
just
the
ignore
Saudi
him.
owner comes,
Let me sing a song.
we do.
We once gone brown.
Mate, there's been 10 other bits.
God, Gatlock.
Yeah, no.
Gatlock, no.
At least 10
Gatlock, this was a members thing.
Arabia.
Gatlock, this was a members
Because
thing.
I
You
would
can't do this.
be Arabia.
No, Gatlock.
Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia.
If Mike actually
Saudi Arabia.
Gatlock, turn it off. Gatlock, turn it off. Gatlock, turn it off.
Damn, bro.
HH, you like twerking for Arabs, yeah?
Saudi Arabia.
HH is an Instagram shit.
I'll take it back.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my
You know what? It's like I will learn because this whole jinx thing it's actually getting stupid, man. It's getting stupid, you know.
You don't
But I
know.
was sure.
That's what's so entertaining about it. You don't learn. So like, just keep them coming. It's great.
For those in the chat, that was members hangout, man.
That
Sorry,
is
I had to-
supposed
I
to
had to
be
break the
kept
fourth wall.
private
Yeah, I thought
and
that was behind
between
closed doors.
amongst
Yeah.
members. God, look, it's supposed to be closed doors,
Bro,
a private club which is immense. The lips are
As
sealed.
long
Wow,
as I'm
so-
a member, that shit in private, bro.
He said he's belly dancing.
Man, wait Shakira for man, wait Shakira stuff for Audi, man.
Oh man.
Do you know, like, this is like a double entendre. I think this is the first double entendre, like, dub, bro. Because, see, you have to understand the levels of this dub. Because, see, this is so disrespectful. This is so disrespectful, man. That's basically, you can't be someone, but that's a red. That's a red.
Damn, promo.
That is promo. That's sick.
Didn't you announce nothing?
Do you guys think they'll take Chelsea out of FIFA, like the game?
Nah.
Relax, Dan,
but
relax.
Nah, that's fine, bro.
They just call them CFC or something.
Like,
Like,
how am I
I'm
going to
not
do
changing
FIFA
what you're
seasons
tired
if I
of.
don't have my team? Like,
What's it called? So Casey says, how will London wait, hold up. We have money to travel. So like, bro, guys,
£20,000.
wait, what are you on about? So you saying that Chelsea are now poor? Yes, we have money to travel to France.
It's okay. You can use
you only have
you can use
£20,000 to
EasyJet.
travel though. Like you gotta get the whole team to France.
Wait, Danny,
Yeah,
what do you mean by you? You're part of this whole thing. I don't know
But
that
would they
crap.
even
Say
let you
we.
inside
What about
France?
us?
You guys are
Daniel, you
you
can
guys are
use.
owned by Russians.
Wait, hold on.
We'll
So,
let you
Aris, what are you
inside
saying?
France.
Aris, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying you can use like what's it called again? Like EasyJet and Flybe. Those budget airlines. You know,
Just take
so
a ferry
Wait,
across
wait,
the channel.
wait, hold up. What's this notion that Chelsea will have 20,000 to spend? Where is that crap from?
Bro, just
It's
take the
part of the
Eurostar.
sanctions.
Just take the Eurostar. It's easy.
part of the
Just take
sanction. I
Eurostar.
think.
What?
You
Hold up. Wait, sorry. Excuse me?
Chelsea have £500,000 that they can spend to like do security and just the functioning of the game. and then they have £20,000 to get the team from one.
Man.
They're gonna have
another.
Hezbollah as the security, bro.
Oh my god.
I'm sure I'm gonna send you off, bro. Like, I'm gonna have to.
Have you guys not read the
give you like a
sanctions yet?
5-game
It's
ban.
like, pull them
We're
up.
gonna have to give you a 5-game ban. Bro.
We get more fans on our pro clubs team.
Ford,
Oh,
Ford, no, hold on, Ford.
AJ, I have
Do
a
you have
question.
any
Okay.
response to this? Ford, help me out
You,
here.
you can turn Lukaku into part-time
Abdul, can you
custodian.
mute your freaking mic? Ford,
HH,
Ford.
quick
Yeah,
question.
Daniel.
Do you guys remember last summer how like Barcelona players were being asked to take a pay cut?
And
like-
also, I think Piqué was the only one that didn't.
Yeah,
that
and
didn't.
like there were some that did, but like there were players that didn't. So like Titi. Do you guys like if Chelsea players were asked to take a pay cut? Who do you think would and who do you think wouldn't?
Most,
I know-
Mounts
I know-
would.
I know what
Most
Tim's is
played
doing.
for free.
I know what Tim's is doing.
Teams ain't taking a pay cut.
Could you imagine if
It's not
Lukaku didn't take a
No,
pay
no
cut?
way, no way. No, wait, but hold on, wait, Ford. I need you to fight back against this crap. Give us some sense. So bring us back to equilibrium. What's like? Talk to me, Ford. Talk to me.
Well, we do know the sanctions that are in place. That Chelsea only allowed 500,000 for home games, which is mad. 20,000 for away games, which is even worse. But according to Sky Kavanaugh, Chelsea had already paid the company that sorts out our travel for the entire season. We pay it on a yearly basis, so that's already patterned. So that won't be an issue. But I will say
Now
that
what?
there's a
like
very
Foden,
good
man.
joke to be had about Chelsea traveling to France via train. I think it's a very good joke to be had there. Now, I'm not gonna say the joke. I'm not gonna give the punchline, but it's out there.
Wow.
That's not even a joke.
Ford,
wow.
That's
Ford, you
bad.
were doing so well. Ford, you were doing so well. You didn't
How,
have to go there.
how it all came around, huh? How it...
Hey, I'm saying I'm not gonna give the punchline, but somebody out there's gonna do it. So I'm just lay it up to somebody.
So wait, hold up. Abrit first says HH drop the album on Spotify so we can buy. All right, so
Raising
the
funds,
Bram
man.
song.
Raising
It's the
funds.
Bram
They said
song.
Conte,
Abrit fair, you were
Rudiger.
next. No,
They
this
said
is
Conte
this is what I
and
want.
Rudiger
I
gonna
would
be
say
on the
I
back
wanted
of
to
the bus.
discuss this. I wanted to discuss this. Is what I want to discuss.
But HH, like, if you're not playing
Abdul,
Lukaku,
can you mute your mic?
you might as well be security, man.
Abdul, I'll send you off, bro. I'm gonna send you off. I will ban
Why
you.
don't you read this already?
Casey says now, Eddie, how likely is this crap to happen? Sorry. What's this? Sorry. Eddie, how likely is this to happen? Points deduction.
Bro, people are going too far with this stuff, man.
That's
People are going too far
that's
with
what
it, man.
that's what you lot said before.
Eddie,
this
talk
whole
over
thing
him.
happened.
Eddie, talk over him.
That's exactly what you lot said.
Eddie,
before
talk over this.
happened.
Wait, Eddie, like, I'll mute him. I'll mute him.
It's true, yeah.
Nah, it's already bad enough that they're punishing Chelsea for something that, I mean, you're punishing the fans and people who don't even have any relation to this. Points deduction. Come on, man.
Why
How many
you
Chelsea
laughing?
fans are actually in government though? Like, aren't there Arsenal, United
Yeah.
fans that would like love to see a points deduction?
Yeah, but only the Premier League can stipulate that, can't they? Like, the
Yeah,
government
but
can't do that.
it was stipulated. If the reason why Chelsea get a points deduction if you get into administration, so that's why this club needs to be sold as quick as possible, or you need to find somebody.
that is true.
Now it becomes a separate issue now. So it's more than just the whole Putin and Bram connection. It becomes a separate issue. So you lot are laughing
because that's basically law. That's law. Like
yeah, exactly. So
I'm
you lot
just
are
saying,
laughing at the
if
point.
I was an
it can't
Arsenal
happen.
fan and I worked in Parliament, I'm doing my damnedest to try to get Chelsea relegated. That's all I'm saying. And Ukraine is just a front.
No,
for
Daniel.
my
What
footballing
you do
ambition.
is Daniel, is you have a mate who's a billionaire who is an Arsenal fan, and you sell it to that person. That's what you do. That makes a lot more sense.
Oh, that's.
But Daniel, surely if Chelsea were such a big club, they would have representatives in Parliament.
I mean, if you have 7 and there's like 100, it's just like, yeah, there might be some there, but like the
Boris
vast
Johnson
majority of
Chelsea fan?
government.
I was gonna say Boris is a.
Wait,
he's
so
a complicated Chelsea fan.
wait, guys. I need to have my dinner, so I'm not eating for most of the day.
Oh.
Any final words?
Kilo day.
I have one, HH.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous. Benzema is horrible. He is a paying disgrace. He's rubbish. He's gutter trash. And he's an insult to any professional football player. Even Sunday league players are better than that piece of crap that I'm saying. It's crap. Complete and utter crap. And he should feel ashamed of his existence on a football pitch, because what that is right there is uselessness. He should slap himself. He should really slap himself, because that's just no. That is unacceptable on any
That's
level.
gonna be a red card.
Benzema should not be.
No, I'm going to respond.
So 100%, I'm thinking of just started a petition saying, look, man, we retire. If you're going to keep doing that, it can't be any more, because that is an insult to any hard-working guys. Do you know what Nigerians do? Kind of stuff that Nigerians do every day. You know how hard guys work in Lagos, for peanuts a day. And this useless, overweight, pot-bellied piece of useless crap.
Decadent mumu.
Decadence. He's stealing money. He is a thief.
Abdul, are you done?
That is my favorite HH rant, bro. I
Abdul,
love
are you
that
done?
rant, bro. But
It's classic, man.
It's
Abdul, are you
HH
done? Oh, no, sorry, I'm sorry, Abdul, are you done?
Very,
So, guys,
that's
now
HH in the
that
room
we've
with
had a
the
laugh,
covers open.
Abdul, no, Abdul, unmute your bum ass crap mic that sounds Siberian. What year was that video made?
It was 6 months ago, HH.
Now, guys, you know that this guy is actually lying. Now, I'm going to actually ask, no, Abdul, now mute your trash bum ass mic. Now, I'm going to actually ask Daniel. Daniel, you obviously said that you know that. You said that's one of your favorite things. Daniel, please tell the members of the jury when that video was made.
I think that was 2017.
2017. So, guys, shout out to Miss Smallwood. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That was 5 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
That was 5 years.
No way.
Why can focus on...
No way.
Just relax. You will relax. You will relax. So...
And my well-being will be at risk.
People are coming for it today, man.
I don't want it to come to this, man, you know. But like, I put all my chips in that destiny, man, you know.
Why is it?
I put everything in, man, you know, and
Why is it? I'm going to no. You know, no.
Oh, come on.
No. Let's hold on. So hold on. So Daniel, that was done in 2017.
2017 or 2018. One of the
Thank you. We'll stay with 2017.
Of course you would.
4 years, some months.
Bro, that's the funny thing. I defend what I said. Because in 2017, that's what Benzema was.
You said he should
shock horror. Players can improve. Shock horror. Players.
Well, you said he was a
Abdul,
thief.
can you mute your mic? Abdul, can you mute your mic? Oh, shock horror. Players can improve. Shock horror. Players can actually get worse. It happens. People change like the weather. Oh, what place has summer all year round? Spring, summer, autumn, winter.
Where are you going with this?
So my thing is, seasons change. Seasons change. Look, come on, man. Look. Okay, who can remember the seasons off their head? So my thing is, things change. Benzema was a bomb in 2017. He's right now the best player in the world, and as someone said yesterday, he's the greatest Brick Academy success story. He's the greatest Brick Academy success story. So Abdul, you filthy clown, that's freaking receipts is stupid, because what that proves is that Benzema, the Brick Academy works.
Gala, could you clip that summer?
I was just trying to show. Gala. I was trying to highlight the progress.
Gatlo, don't clip anything.
He is actually.
Patel, isn't it?
He is.
No. K Stammer.
Stammer. Okay.
Yeah, Preeti Patel is an Arsenal fan, but she's the Home Secretary.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Is Kestama? Because this will make sense. Wait, Kestama, Arsenal.
But why did they keep saying Labour? Like, are there somebody in Labour in hospital or what?
No, guys. So Kestama is a lifelong Arsenal fan.
We're connecting the dots, bro.
And in PMQs, because my brother sent me this video, because my brother wants Abramovich to be completely exterminated. So he sent me this video, and this is the video of where Kestama said, "Bro, what have you done with Abramovich?" Kestama, he was the one that I was leading, because he says, Boris, what's happened to Abramovich? So and that video went viral. It went viral.
So are you telling people to vote for the Conservatives, AJ?
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm joking.
Wow.
Don't answer.
Daniel, relax. Relax.
There's a website that shows all the ministers that support the relevant teams. So Dominic Rahab supports Chelsea. He's the only one. I think he's the current finance guy to me. He supports Chelsea.
Wow, the irony in that
one.
Boris supports Arsenal, by the way.
It's all makes sense. Boris, this is an inside job. And you know, see, and that's why if Arsenal.
Did you hear that? Boris supports Arsenal. So.
Wow. It's a conspiracy. We've cracked the case, bro.
So I told you, Chelsea are getting American.
It's a conspiracy. It's like, Arsenal's form is going well. Do you think Boris has spoken to Arteta and be like, listen, guys, just so you know, like. I'm gonna handle it. And their form is getting good as a result. Like.
Yeah, like guys, a deduction is coming. So if you want to,
well, it's okay, right? Because you see, If Chelsea have their points deducted, then Arsenal finishing above Chelsea just doesn't count. Then that's deduction tax. That's
Well, I mean, the
deduction
league
tax.
table won't say that. The league table won't say that.
Yes, no, I'll say it. I'll say it, and that's what I'll say it. Abdul, what do you want now?
EJ, will you still self-harm?
Wow.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do this, bro.
If that is fully you.